today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling is the official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Doug is a client. I'm a client. Say, friends, why don't you become a client as well? On a day like today in St. Louis with the weather icy, if you have a furnace problem, make sure that you go to designairservice.com and click on the Book Now tab, and they will be out there quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, the great Seth Goldcamp. Doug, they work magic is what that. I've decided they're magicians. They're not technicians, they're magicians.
Yeah. I'm not sure they'd have enough work down here because the weather's perfect. I'm not sure. I guess some air conditioning.
Yeah, that might be the move.
No, I'm sure nobody has a furnace down here.
I doubt it. It'd probably be superfluous.
Good thing he's in St. Louis.
Yeah, thank you, Seth, for being in St. Louis. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. Breaking news just came across my desk here from Sandals Ochi Beach Resort
what in the world?
in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Doug, I'm going to go to my correspondent, Jackson Burkett. Jackson, what do you have?
We are on YouTube.
YouTube.com/TMASTL.
What'd you do to make it happen?
Oh, and you can see Iggy, and you can see Doug, and you can see me.
Yep. I did a reboot, and I redid the settings, so we're connecting from a different point than we originally were. I made some things happen, and now we are live on YouTube from Jamaica.
Wow. Do you feel like you're spiking the football right now a little bit?
Listen, some people would have seen that it wasn't working and just said, who needs it?
Yeah, me.
I did everything in my power to make sure we got on, and the second we go off YouTube for some reason, I will then cower into a corner.
Well, they're not happy with the camera angle.
Well, they're just gonna have to deal with that.
Yeah, there's no other way.
Can you guys position the camera so we don't have to look at Ken's stupid miniature sunglasses?
No.
That's from Los Lonely
Don't
Boys.
get crestfallen.
I could flick them off on YouTube. Can't
Oh, no.
I don't know what the FCC's policy is. I don't know if they have jurisdiction over YouTube.
I wouldn't do it. That's my advice to
These
you.
glasses cost more than anything in your house.
Oh, really?
Like the TV.
Are we real on that?
These are Revos.
What I
that they
do is
don't
just
make
call and let them bet into me and see if he'll call up, and you can just call it on the river and take down the pot.
Well, go on eBay and
Now
check
you're gonna
out
call the bet on the turn.
I'm double gutted. I mean,
check out Revo Oval Revos.
What'd you pay for those shades?
oh man,
I didn't pay anything for them. This back in the Sports Illustrated Golf Plus days. They did a trade deal.
It was a lucrative era in the industry.
Yeah, I got no money. I got trade deals. That's what we did. Well, that's when I was clearing all those markers in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
No, just go check Revo on eBay and see what they call it.
Jackson, maybe you should have spent less time coercing Lisa Ann to dress up as Linus Kleza last night and more time testing the YouTube functionality. That's from Mr. Licks.
Gosh, they never take a break, do they?
We're up on YouTube, so I will not take any more shots. It's up, it's rocking, and then tomorrow, now I know what to do. It'll be fine. So everyone chill out.
Okay.
The Tigers are going to the big dance, baby.
Oh, there it is.
Linus Kleza was your favorite player?
No.
Jackson was like 6 when he was playing.
Yeah, no. My favorite player of all time is Kim English.
Oh.
I like that Kim
Okay.
English too.
Yeah, he's the best. He's so nice to me at Mizzou basketball camp. The greatest.
Guys, I didn't know Pocket Tube had an affiliate in Jamaica. That's from Larry Thornton.
No, this is not Pocket Tube.
we would have been on Tuesday.
Look at this thing. Look how I traveled halfway across the world.
Now,
with
why
this
is the
thing
camera
on.
light red? Because that means it's live?
Hot? Yeah.
Hot. Okay, Doug, it means it's hot when you see
Okay.
that red light.
Yeah, so it's hot. So I traveled. This was in my suitcase. Multiple flights, carried it around so that we could be on YouTube Live. Look at this little arm it's got.
That's a nice arm.
Yeah.
That's a nice clamp, boy.
It's a clamp is
Yeah,
what it is.
it's a good clamp, boy. So we're in good shape, I think. And I think the camera angle's perfect. We got the stars right there. Me and Plowboy are just hanging out in the corner.
Are you able to turn it so the people can see you? I don't want to mess it up.
Oh,
And then perhaps see the ocean blue.
Here, I can.
Doug, is that the Caribbean Sea? Is it the Caribbean Sea?
I believe
Caribbean
so,
Sea? And I think we're facing north. I think we're facing
yeah,
north.
we are. It's beautiful. There's not even any flotsam and jetsam out there.
I like that.
That's beautiful here. It really is gorgeous. There's the catamaran we're going to be on later.
Oh,
today.
we're going to be on a catamaran
Yeah.
bill. We're going to be on a catamaran bill. All
This
right.
is quite the setup.
So here's the deal. This is the headline for today. And, of course, Lisa Ann's going to join us. And, hey, there's Jackson. Jackson just appeared on YouTube. I guess we're on a bit of a delay.
Yeah, a little
I just saw it on my laptop. Monster news. Iggy, huge news. For our listeners, on the app contest, perhaps the grandest of our app contests yet, and our app contests have been magical. You go to the TMA app, if you haven't downloaded it yet, Doug, wouldn't you say something's wrong with you if you have? Because everything's
Well,
there.
yeah.
You never have to listen to the radio.
Yeah.
You can listen to old clips anytime you want. You can podcast anytime you want. But now, via the TMA STL app, you can win a 4-day, 3-night luxury included vacation for 2 to any Sandals resort.
Oh,
All you have to do is enter the keyword passport on the TMA app or by going to tmastl.com. I'm going to repeat that.
you can just win this trip?
Just here's your trip. Thank you for listening.
4 days, 3 nights?
That's right.
That's just what we're doing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Take a listen. Win a 4-day, 3-night luxury included vacation for 2 to any Sandals resort. Enter keyword passport on the TMA app or go to tmastl.com. We are giving away a huge trip here for free, courtesy of Sandals
Thank you, Jesse, and thank you, Sandals.
Right.
and American Airlines.
Yeah, it's if you've never been to a Sandals before, this is my first trip to Sandals. But I'm sure they're all like this. I mean, the grounds are pristine, the food is tremendous. There's 105 pools here.
105.
I mean, you can't walk down a stairway without hitting a pool. Most of them facing the ocean. And something I noticed, and I didn't pay attention, you get room service twice, or you get linen service twice a day.
Oh, is that right?
Really?
I didn't know that.
When we all checked in, first thing I did is I took a shower. The room was already made up. Took a shower, took a nap,
What were you wearing?
got up, came back from dinner, and the bed was made again.
Oh.
And the towels were picked up. Same thing yesterday. Took a shower in the morning, kind of had my towels out and everything, and then went and we played golf, came back, took another shower, went to dinner, came back. The bed was made again, and new towels were in there.
Wonderful.
I mean, that's unheard of. So they pamper you here, and this place is tremendous.
Got their own private beach. It's really nice. And some of it is, they've got I don't know what you'd call that area out there, but like a dock area
A jetty.
where you can swim and not be out, among the sharks and whatever else might be out there.
Gerbils.
It's almost like a pool. It's like swimming in a beautiful pool, but you're actually in the ocean. It's great.
Yeah, it's tremendous, and you get to choose any one, Tim. Any Sandals around the country, the world.
Oh, is that right? You get to choose, too? Oh, wow. I didn't realize that.
I don't know
Wow.
why you wouldn't come to this one.
How do you do? So there it is. Go to the TMA STL app and download it if you haven't, and then go to youtube.com/TMASTL to see how hot we look. And now you're going to see how hot Lisa Ann looks because she is sitting down here at the dais. Enter the promo code
hello, Lisa
PASSPORT
Ann.
on the TMA app or TMASTL.com. Ladies and gentlemen, the legendary, the great, and most importantly, friend of the show, Lisa Ann is here in Jamaica. And I've never heard a gallery this charged up.
No. She's
Good
wearing
morning, everybody.
You're wearing Jamaica green.
Yeah, that's nice. It's always coordinated.
I thought I would pop a little bit for everybody this morning.
You right
No?
next to Ken's pink.
Who, by the way, there's a talk on the internet that Ken has taken over all the pink shirts in America. Is this real?
It's another
I
one.
just learned of this. This is news to me.
It's my last one that's clean, so no more pink the rest of the week.
Oh, no.
Oh, this is it?
Well, unless I don't get this dirty today, I can hang it up and then I maybe wear it tomorrow.
Oh, I'd go ahead and change.
Well, I will. I don't care what the listeners think about my pink. I'll wear them when I want.
Okay.
Wow, there it is.
That's
Defiant,
fair.
even in
That's
Jamaica. We are in the Munganass St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, the Plowhawk, Jesse Kioski, our marketing and events coordinator, and the great Lisa Ann with you here in Jamaica from Sandals Ochi Resort. And we welcome you to watch and see Lisa Ann sitting right next to Ken Strode on YouTube at youtube.com/TMASTL. And, of course, you can stream anytime and listen on 105.7 HD2, the Potted Plant, Munganass, St. Louis Acura, and Alton Toyota, the sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour. Also, the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. I'm anxious to hear the results on
Yeah,
that
me
because,
too.
Doug, you've been on a bit of a heater.
Yeah. Went to first 2 out of 3.
Yeah, so I don't know if you won 3 out of 4. We'll find out. Munganass St. Louis Acura invites you to, this is special for our listeners, just call or text directly. This is a special number for our listeners, 314-252-0029, and you will be contacting, calling, or texting Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, or Peter Munganass. Any questions you have, any requests you have, that's the number for our listeners, 314-252-0029. It's Munganass. and they service all makes and models, regardless if you bought from them. Munganast, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, Munganast, St. Louis Acura, Alton Toyota, stlouisacura.com, and altontoyota.com, sponsor of our 7 o'clock hour. Jackson, I don't know if now is the time to ask. You do have it. Doug, here are the results of this week's Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. You are picking teams. Iggy is drawing out of a hat. Is that
the other way around?
Oh, okay.
Iggy does a lot of
because
research.
you've won 2 of 3.
2 of 3, yeah.
But you're drawing out of a hat.
I do it for the
But then
children.
how are you winning?
I do it for the children and their communities.
Jackson,
and
the results.
neighborhood schools.
So, Doug's roster had 5 out of the 6 make the cut.
Wow!
Including Xander Keegs, who finished second, Jay Rose, Ryan Palmer, and Scott Piercy. He finishes with 393.5 points.
That doesn't seem like a lot of points.
Now let's go to Ken's roster. Iggy,
How many made the cut?
Iggy also had 5 out of the 6 make the cut. Montgomery, Jay Day, who finished top 7, Maverick McNeely, Palmer, and Robbie Shelton. He finishes with 328 points. Doug takes another one.
Doug, you're 3-1.
There's another route.
How much you win by?
393 to 328.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't even close.
About 65.
Again.
Iggy, would you like to issue a statement?
Well, I didn't expect Robbie Shelton to shoot like 9 over on the weekend.
Yeah, he did not have a good weekend.
Your model didn't project that, your algorithm?
Maverick McNeely was in 4th place after round 1. He decided to dick around. And
Doug, is dick off allowed by the FCC?
I don't think so.
Does the FCC have jurisdiction if you're in Jamaica? What are the policies?
Yeah,
I didn't
same
teach him how to
thing. Same
golf.
thing as dick around and just have a terrible weekend.
So you've lost 3 out of 4 now, despite your research and my haphazard way of choosing a club.
How much you make for the kids this week?
I hope a
neither
lot.
of you made a cent.
Oh,
It's a
gosh.
net $10 loss.
Yeah.
Jackson,
And we bill Jamie Burkhardt
Oh,
for
yeah.
this.
Yeah, they'll be billed.
Jackson, I asked the next week. Let's try a double up?
Okay. Well,
All right.
so we'll be off Wednesday here, of course. So next week, next week we're in the studio.
Yeah, I guess we can't pick unless Doug just wants to look at a roster and pick it. I'll let you look this week if you like.
But
I
we'll
don't
do
need to.
We'll do a double up so we can make some more cash. But we're gonna, if we hit like a big one, we're gonna miss that big payday.
Well, we haven't done that in 2 years. So.
We're due.
Guys, have any of the locals mistaken our little elegant busman for a drifter as he walks around the resort cornering vacationers into talking about menthols with him while wearing teeny tiny costume goggles and a pink tarp buttoned up to his forehead? Thanks. That's from Railings, a nickname that just stuck.
You wouldn't know fashion if it bit you in the ass.
Oh, come
Seriously,
on now.
come on.
Lisa, and you do know fashion. It has bitten you in the ass. What are your thoughts on the get-up, in particular the footwear of Ken strode this morning?
So I just acknowledged the footwear. Those are elite. They're elite, but the problem is they're kind of
bunny
a winter.
slippers, aren't
They would be better if we were doing this remote from Alaska. Am I correct? Had he gotten some slides, like I don't know if you know that my roommate has a fly pair of Gucci slides. And they're
He has
legit.
Doug, he has Gucci slides, Ledoux.
And they're legit.
Can't wait to
they're
be back
real.
on Balloon Party and talk about that.
Okay. But the white pants is an Iggy thing that
Yeah.
not many men can pull off.
Nice.
And
Fashion
I think
forward.
he slays it.
Yes, Iggy. There it is. That's from Lisa Ann.
You heard it.
Iggy was my dinner date last night. We had lovely conversations about life, love, living on an island, and feeding things at the resort that we're not supposed
That's
to
correct.
feed.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not supposed to feed the koi in the ponds.
But you do excuse yourself multiple times to go feed them.
What do you put in there?
Bread, gluten bread.
Yeah,
Oh.
probably shouldn't do that. I was looking for maybe some leftover shrimp or something. They'll eat that. They'll eat anything.
Why did you want to feed them at all?
Because it's cool. I mean, I put my
Dumb
hand
question,
down there.
Doug.
I put my hand down there, and they come right out of the water and eat it.
Oh my God.
Oh.
You're the koi whisperer.
Well,
Nice.
I'm gonna grab a koi today and just hold that up for you.
That'll be a wonderful photo op. Unbutton the top button, you Hoosier. This isn't stylish. It looks ridiculous. That's from Beer Cats. I thought you guys had a truce.
Yeah, well, I see what you wear.
Oh.
You can never talk about what I wear.
No.
You look like a bumpkin.
A bumpkin.
But Doug, you look fabulous.
Doesn't
Oh,
he?
well, thank you.
That top could not be any more perfect for this setting.
It is.
The
That
way
is. That's an
it goes-
island top.
It's an island top. It adds to your eyes. You had the royal blue last night. That was fantastic. But this is softer. It's daytime. I'm a little tan, Doug. Doug got some sun yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm a slave to fashion, is what it is.
Naughty boys need love too.
Not that naughty. It just felt like kind of a tropical little shirt to wear. That's all.
It's beautiful.
Well, thank you.
Lisa Ann, I see some of your fans have entered the YouTube chat.
And how's it going?
They're just interacting in a potpourri of languages.
That's my standard. I'm very popular in third world countries.
And you've had fans here. You've had people recognize you here. Does it happen just everywhere you go?
It does happen everywhere I go.
Really?
And I sometimes forget. I'm just walking around my life as myself,
Yeah.
like you do, Doug, in St. Louis. And somebody approaches you, and you're like, "Wait a minute, I'm just trying to pick out bananas at the grocery store."
Right.
Someone
Well,
wants-
they don't approach me like they approach you.
It is a little different, I'm sure.
Yes.
A little bit different. Oh, we have a guest.
We have a guest right here. Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest here joining us from Sandals Resort, Rodroy Thomas. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
We are wonderful.
Welcome home. Welcome home.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
yes,
It's wonderful to be home.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, the meals you have prepared for us have been phenomenal. Thank you so much.
Great.
Uh,
Once you're enjoying the meal, I'm happy.
That's all it's about.
Yeah.
Doug, you've had some wonderful treats. I noticed last night you were having a wonderful treat.
I had
you and Greg
I had
won.
the snapper. Yeah. Oh, it was great. It was-
Snapper is always a good option.
yeah,
Yeah.
I bet. And the fish comes from right around here.
Right around here.
We're looking
as
out
fresh as it
from where they
gets.
got it. We're looking out at the kitchen as we speak. That's where they get it all, right there. That's where the chef prepares his ingredients. Are you a native of, like, right in the area, or did you come here to?
Yes, I grew up 10 minutes away from
Oh,
here.
is that right?
Yes. And now I live 3 minutes from the resort.
Oh, how perfect
Yes,
is that?
yes.
What do you love about working at this resort and your profession as the executive chef?
All right, so this property is very unique. It's one of the most unique properties. It's separated in 3 parts. So we have the beach club, we have the Riviera where we are now, and we have the Manor. So the Manor is on the other side.
Yes.
All right. The dining options, we have 16 dining options on the property. You're here for a short time, but what you can do is try appetizers in one, then you do a salad in the other one,
Nice.
and main course in another. So you get to have a feel of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good play.
Yes, and make sure you try the jerk shack. Have you ever tried it?
We want to go to the jerk shack.
So make sure when you finish here, you go straight over to the jerk shack.
Is that
That
right?
was my plan.
Yeah,
That's the
man.
play?
Yeah, I really want to try some jerk chicken.
Rodroy, why is the jerk shack such a wonderful place to visit?
All right, it's unique in its own way because you don't get the real jerk anywhere else in the world but Jamaica.
Yeah.
We have the famous Scotch bonnet peppers and the pimento, which is the base of the jerk shack. It brings out the unique flavor, and then the smoke from the grill,
smoke, yeah.
kind of compact with the flavors. So it's so bubbly. You have to try that with a cold red stripe.
Ah, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah,
Iggy, how does that make you feel?
Yeah.
That's where we'll be today. And I have to ask you because 2 nights in a row, I've had the strip steak.
You have the what?
The strip steak with,
Okay,
with
the
the
strip.
with the surf and turf. Both just tremendous, but a little different flavor to each one. Do you guys have your own, like, you know what, I'm going to do it a little different in this restaurant, we're going to do it a little different here? Both tremendous, but a little different flavor in both.
Yeah, man. But last night was a unique night. We want to welcome you home in fine style. So last night, the theme around that was farm to table. So, we handpicked the ingredients, just in and around the area. We support our local farmers as well. So, it was different. So we wanted to welcome you in fine style. So all the flavors last night, we had to combine it together with the sequence of service.
Nice.
Yes, so the wait staff were just on time and to compliment the chefs.
Well, it was wonderful.
Yes.
Our experience here has been wonderful. Everybody's so friendly, too.
It's about Jamaica.
Yeah.
The warm, family greeting, that depicts us. So anywhere in the world you see a Jamaican, they will be friendly.
That's the truth. You speak the
Yes,
truth.
yes,
Are you ever
yes.
amazed by just how much Americans can eat? That we just eat nonstop? You've noticed.
And that's what keeps us happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're not eating, then we have a problem.
Yeah. Well,
You ought to come to
we're
a
doing lot
Cardinal
of
game.
eating. Yeah.
Rodroy, it has been wonderful to talk with you, to meet you, and also certainly to enjoy all you and your staff have prepared. This has been a wonderful experience, and we recommend it to our listeners. This is Rodroy Thomas, the executive chef here at Sandals Ochi. Thank you so much for your time this morning and your hospitality this week, sir.
And thank you for having me, all right?
Thank you.
man.
Thank
we
you.
There
welcome
he
you
is,
home.
the great Rodroy Thomas, the executive chef.
Try the jerk
Sandals
chicken
Ochi.
today.
Yeah, Jerk Shack is where it's at.
All right.
There he is, Rodroy Thomas here with us. Thank you so much, Rodroy.
It's a pleasure.
You are welcome to get involved on the program in lots of ways. More than 300 people are in the YouTube watching right now, just hanging out. Jackson didn't get us on initially, and they were all over your roommate. And I'm sure you would like to say something to the people who are critical of somebody that you have a connection with, don't you?
I have a very fond connection with Jackson. You know, I did check at 8:01.
Uh-oh. Well,
and I
that's the
realized
show
there
doesn't quite
wasn't
start.
a new link, and I was like, oh, I better get down there a little sooner than I had thought. I was going to roll in at 9. But this is whole new for him. I mean, check this off his bucket list of life. Is
he's
producing a show out of the country.
International
and trusting the internet and all of these different things. But look at him now. We charged all of our devices together last night. He was impressed
wow.
that I always travel with
So there was a connection.
a mass surge protector, like with everything. It has USB.
Very
It has all the
clutch.
very
Very,
clutch.
very
So he's
clutch.
like, I got to charge some things. And I said, you know what, boy, I got you. I pulled it out of my
Oh my
suitcase,
God,
and he
what
was
you
like,
said.
this is clutch, because he would have had to be all over the room,
Yeah.
using every receptacle. But he is fantastic. We've had some great sports conversations. We've fallen asleep reading in bed, side by side each night, and we will show some photos of that when we shoot them.
wow.
We'll do a little photo shoot in the room tonight for everyone.
Wow.
Have those
Jack
photos
is
to
home.
drop in tomorrow morning's show. Why not?
Wow.
Did you get a picture of him sleeping on his face?
I did not. That's his private time. As a celebrity myself, I know what it feels like. I've been on flights sleeping, and people have taken photos of me and then posted them
Oh, have they?
Oh, really?
with their faces next to my sleeping
Are you
face.
serious?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. So now I turn my hoodie around backwards and put it completely over my face.
Man. The public sucks, don't they?
I do leave a little to be desired
Yeah.
from time to time. Yeah.
Lisa Ann, as you know, the audience is enamored with the sleeping arrangements of you and Jackson, and I just want to open this conversation up and let you take it whatever direction you would like, because I don't think you necessarily knew that there was only going to be one bed when you arrived in your quarters.
No,
Don't you like that, your quarters?
I don't mind it. Yeah.
So I guess I did not realize this is a couples retreat because I don't really do couples vacations,
Right.
right? So you don't go on here. I think it's like Europe where they got the 2 twin beds that are like linked together and then they separate them.
Oh,
We
yeah.
walked in, it was the funniest moment. I looked at the guy, I'm like, there's only one bed. And he looked at me and Jackson, are you guys together? We're like, we're not together, we work together. He's like, I'll bring you a bed. I looked at the bed in the hallway. And I realized neither of us. I can't make him sleep on that. I was going to swap back and forth. He's like, let me show you how I sleep, Lisa. Jackson proceeds to
nice. That's the
put
move.
himself down on the edge of the bed where he does sleep in a face down somewhat position
I don't know how he breathes.
with no moving at all. And he said, trust me, this is how I sleep.
Wow.
So I
He
said,
leaves that gape exposed.
I said, we will share a bed.
Yeah, no, it's who's the Yankees coach who got thrown across the infield by Pedro
Don
Martinez?
Zimmer.
Don Zimmer.
That's how I sleep. I sleep like Don Zimmer once he got tossed across the infield.
With your face flat
Face
into
down,
the pillow?
yeah,
How do
face
you
down.
breathe?
Power of will,
Oh,
divine intervention. That's how I sleep.
just can't imagine that.
Well, that's how I do it.
I did bring a travel Scrabble board in case we were in a party
Oh, yeah?
one night back in
Oh.
our room and feeling frisky. And we could challenge each other to some wordplay because I assume he crushes at Scrabble.
Jackson, are you a good Scrabble player? Did
Yeah,
you
I-
defeat Lisa Ann?
I would say my vocabulary is pretty strong. Spelling is a big problem for me.
Oh, you have an issue with spelling.
Well,
do you?
I grew up with spell check. For my entire life, there was spell check. So as long as I got close, the word would get accomplished. So sometimes, like I've said before, I don't know how to spell squirrel.
Oh, why?
It's a tough word. There's
See if you can
Q,
give it a run, because we've gone over it
Yeah.
over the last month.
SQ,
Yeah.
U,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
RR, EL?
Yes.
I think that's it. Yeah.
That's it.
Very nice.
What a breakthrough moment.
I'll tell you what, I hope he doesn't get that word in Scrabble because the Q is like 10, gets
Oh,
it on the
oh,
triple
you'd be
word score.
dangerous
He's
if you
got like
got
an
that.
85-point
That's a triple
word.
word.
You'd be
score.
dangerous
Yeah.
in that
Dangerous.
set of circumstances. We are live from Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. Lisa Ann is here. She has been with us throughout the course of the trip, flying in from New York, meeting us in Montego Bay on Saturday. I mean, you're just the greatest. You're
Well-
part of the show, Lisa Ann.
Well, I appreciate that. I'd like to get that title one day as part of the
Yes,
show. We've
part
been
of the
doing this
show.
for a
Oh my
minute.
God,
You're already
yeah.
there.
Your family, and this was like a family trip to me. I was like, yes, I'm down. Let's go.
Just wonderful. I mean, you're so kind. And you're sharing a room with Jackson.
Yes.
Sharing a bed
A bed.
with
Oh.
Jackson.
Yes.
And not a...
Maybe
not a-
even Scrabble later.
Yeah.
Maybe even Scrabble later.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
What did you think of seeing Jackson, who you're fond of, as excited as he was following Missouri's win on Saturday afternoon, was that as precious of a fan behavior as you've seen?
He's very authentic.
He is. He truly
He
loves.
doesn't switch gears because he doesn't need to. And I love the fact that I'm by him in a bikini discussing the fact that I'm going to be sleeping with him and sharing a bed. And he is breaking down a game. Like, that is just yes, yes, and yes.
Is that a turn on for you?
It is. It is.
It's arguably the biggest win of the year, and it started off the vacation on a perfect note.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be more fired up. I'm not going to hide that because of the circumstances.
But to some people, sleeping with me would be a big win of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably we'd be in the billions, actually, candidly, if we want to go in numbers. But for you, the win over Iowa State superseded that.
If you can be anything, be authentic.
Doug.
Oh my word! Words to live by there.
Yeah. So if I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be myself.
Oh my God.
And once the win was accomplished and everything, the dust had settled, I was like, all right, now I'm sharing a room with Lisa Ann. How could things get better?
I don't know that.
It's like the Dalai Lama's a guest.
Hello.
You've had yourself quite a little
And that's
time.
that's how he signs off. All right, we will close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura Alton Toyota 7 o'clock hour. We are live from Sandals Ochi. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy-Strode, Lisa Ann, the Plowhawk Action Jackson, Jesse Kiowski with you live from Jamaica. You can watch on YouTube and see what's doing at youtube.com/TMASTL. And don't forget, download the app if you haven't, or go to TMASTL.com and you can sign up to win a 4-day, 3-night luxury vacation for two, all-inclusive to any Sandals resort. Enter keyword passport on the TMA app or go to TMASTL.com. For our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, tickets to the St. Louis Golf Expo at St. Charles Convention Center from February 3rd through the 5th. That's the prize today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. That comes your way at 9:45. We are live from Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Yes, of course.
Oh, right.
Got to hit the jerk shack, Roger. That's where we got to go.
Jackson?
The jerk shack.
Jackson. Is it KG that's in charge of turning our mics off?
No, Doug just did it.
Yeah, let's go over here. That'd be great. Probably a little bit more room for
I
it.
didn't just turn it down. I turned it all the way off. I guess it's okay.
Check.
Last night we had this 5-star overlooking the ocean. Yeah, so we started watching the video.
Hold on.
Doug, anybody want me to run up and get them a coffee?
I'm going up, too, if anybody needs anything.
No, I'm all good.
Or,
I'm not sure if the YouTube's still picking up the mic, so everyone just... I don't know why. Hold on.
So this is like, spraying on a grease pole with that stuff.
Check. Okay.
crazy Tory Lane.
Okay, I think all the mics are off on YouTube, but
Still.
I never trust him.
it's just be careful.
Takes.
Man, Giannis had a big game last night.
Did he?
Yeah, 50 points. It was their mascot's birthday, so he said he was doing it for his birthday.
Fear the deer. I think the mics aren't picking anything up. I'm almost positive.
Instagram story.
I'm gonna wait till things gets back and then just take a picture of all of you guys sitting here.
It says hot mics for commercials on there.
No, it's just on YouTube, and I've turned everything off, like literally everything.
Saying the mics are on. Everybody's texting and saying mics are on. So just a heads up.
I got 2 minutes.
Was it stressful this morning, Jackson?
Extremely.
I'm sorry. Wow, you're right.
I can't read with my sunglasses on,
Oh.
so I take them off
Oh,
and put my reading glasses on.
look at this. He's like he pulled out a little booklet to read it.
Looks like a little librarian now.
I had to bring the bullet points so I can make sure people get their fabulous beef.
Oh.
Brush Creek Valley Farms, located in Cuba, Missouri, delivered nationwide. How about that? Now, I'm going to talk to our girls from Norfolk
Well, that's a good excuse for you to hit on the women over there.
and say, hey, what do you guys
Doug
do?
with an insta call. That was like Daniel Negreanu.
Are the Philadelphia? What do you girls do for beef back home?
Would you like my meat? Is what you're
I'ma
gonna
send
say.
you-
Norfolk is near Philadelphia, isn't it? It's a suburb.
But Philadelphia's next to us over here.
Yeah.
I'll get them too.
Because there's another girl over there.
Yeah, and it comes in.
Can't you just sell the meat here for just 1 second without hitting on the other radio people?
I'm trying to get them good meat.
Okay.
Mine was delivered in 1 day, so maybe to Norfolk a couple days. I don't know.
All right.
Grass-fed and pasteurized raised meats. You can choose between curated boxes such as their smoker box, family grill box, or breakfast box, just to name a few.
Nice.
Or you can build your own box, Doug. You want to put 4 pork chops in there and 9
Sure.
ribeyes in there?
Sounds good.
You can do that. And you can also buy in bulk, but you can subscribe for 10% off.
How much you get off if you do?
10% if you do that, yes.
Okay.
All you do is subscribe, and then your box is fixed. It'll come when you want it. And
Nice.
It's 10% off. And here's a special just for our TMA listeners. Go to brushcreekvalley.com.
Bill.
At checkout, use promo code TMA. You get 10% off box orders, or TMA5 for bulk orders. Let me repeat that.
Doug, repeat it.
All right.
bushcreekvalley.com. At checkout, use TMA10 for 10% off box orders, or TMA5 for bulk orders, like if you're going to order 25 ribeyes.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Be a good idea.
Yeah, the TMA 10 code also can be used towards subscriptions boxes for a total of 20% off. So support the local family farm that has high-quality meats.
Sure they do.
I thought we went off
They
air.
know I had
absolutely
them.
do.
Jim Rome used to use those pauses,
I had
and
him
then you'd be on the edge of your seat
I had
waiting.
him-
Whack 'em.
He just
I had-
wouldn't use them in the
I
commercials.
had a mosquito that was
Your
biting
neck
me.
itches?
No, I had a,
The old mosquito
I had a
excuse, Doug.
mosquito. I was just smacking
There's no
a mosquito.
mosquitoes in Jamaica.
There's a few.
I don't
Right.
like
I haven't
mosquitoes.
seen
Could
any.
have been a sand flea that popped up here. I don't know. Support a local family farm that delivers high-quality meats at competitive prices. Their meats will satisfy the largest of our walrus group. High-quality meats for a low-brow audience. BrushCreekValleyFarms.com.
There it is, our Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Prize today, as we broadcast from Sandals Ochi Beach Resort, is the following. Tickets to the St. Louis Golf Expo at St. Charles Convention Center. That starts February 3rd. It goes through February 5th. SSM Health welcomes the St. Louis Golf Expo February 3rd through the 5th at St. Charles Convention Center. Get 10 rounds of golf and Ascension Charity Classic tickets while they last. Shop big brands with Pro-Am Golf in the testing and fitting zone. Try your luck to win rounds of golf in the short game contest. Enter the longest putt contest or their long drive challenge on their state-of-the-art simulator, and get lessons by the Golf Academy. If you get thirsty, you can stop by their 19th hole and grab a beverage. St. Louis Golf Expo, February 3rd through the 5th at St. Charles Convention Center. Open 11 to 5 on Friday, 10 to 5 on Saturday, and 10 to 4 on Sunday. VIP tickets available at STLGolfExpo.com. Pro-Am Golf, new clubs fitting zone with TaylorMade Callaway, Mizuno, Cleveland, Srixon, Wilson, and more. PXG Tour fitting experience on site. Bushnell high-tech tee and simulator. Mick Ultra, 19th hole and spirits tastings with Captain Morgan, Crown Royal, Tanqueray Gin, and St. Louis Distilling. 3 huge golf equipment sales zones. Saturday is Family Day and a college golf symposium. Lesson zones as well. It's all there at the St. Louis Golf Expo, February 3rd through the 5th. It is our appliance discounters. 8 o'clock hour. We broadcast live from Jamaica. You can watch on YouTube. Doug, during the commercial break, the audience was concerned that the microphones were on. Did you reveal any of your deepest, darkest fantasies?
I didn't. I just sat here.
And KG, it wasn't you. It was on YouTube, so don't worry. You did great, buddy. That's on me. I tried 3 different ways to kill all the mics, and I figured out finally at the end of the break how to do so. So that won't happen again. Sorry to everybody. I'm working my hardest over here.
Is there sound on the YouTube now? Because I'm seeing that
Yes.
there's no sound. There is.
Yes.
There is no sound.
There's a delay.
There is sound?
There is sound.
There
There
is
is
sound.
sound.
There's
It has
sound.
a little delay. So.
Yeah, there is sound.
Doug, it's a satellite delay.
Okay, that's
Listen, another piece of prose here.
Oh, what do we got?
Give me a moment here.
Oh, you have a mosquito?
gather yourself.
I do the best I can until I know better, and then I do better.
Oh,
Doug.
my word.
I mean, the Dalai Lama.
And the listeners are so understanding, so that it really.
Never heard a more profound
This kid
statement.
is unbelievable.
Isn't he, though?
I mean, can I say it again? The words that come out, the actions.
It's like a young
the way
Abe Lincoln.
Yeah, he is. He is Abe Lincoln. You're right.
I see a lot of reality shows reaching out in the future and trying to poach him from you.
Oh.
I see a future of just what you always wanted in your life, Iggy. Our boy Jackson is going to have.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
What is that? All I want in my life is just,
I think she's saying,
That didn't land as gently as you thought it was
she's
going
saying
to.
take a
Tons
look
of
at what you
women.
could have been.
The opportunity to potentially host a show like MILF Island.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's potential. These were great things that I think Iggy would have liked to do.
Have you thought about trying to host shows like that?
I've thought about it and then unthought it. Sounds like a lot of commitment. I don't really like cameras in my face all the time.
Probably big bucks though.
It's decent. I've
Yeah.
been presented the idea, but it's
you have?
I like to say no a bunch of times,
Oh.
so that when I'm ready to say yes, it's worth it.
I got it.
now our friend Nikki Glazer,
Yes.
St. Louis, and she hosted. Is it F Boy Island? I
Doug,
think?
was that F Boy
I
Island?
missed that show.
And she
I
said
missed it.
she said it's fun because all she does, she just makes fun of people. That's her whole job, is just making fun of the people there.
Yeah.
Now you're a very nice person, so is she. But if it was in your contract that your whole thing is just to make fun of these dudes, could you do that?
I would take some training from the TMA listeners. That would be the first step, right?
Yeah, they're good
Because
at
no
it.
one writes
Yeah.
better two-part emails.
They do.
No one slays better with comments on social media. I would go to them, and I would have them train me to be a bit more abrasive.
They could do that.
Yeah, easily.
That'd
Yeah.
be the right crowd to look at.
Yeah. Can you believe we
Okay.
hear the ocean crashing
As we're
behind
doing
us?
a program.
Oh, it's just beautiful here. Just beautiful. It's like every day is the same. It's like in the low 80s and sunny and with a little bit of a breeze. I don't know how it could get any better. You forget you're outside almost. The way it's so
well,
perfect.
It's
you
like
forget
being
you're
in a
outside.
room, except
Yeah.
we're looking out on the ocean about, 20 yards away from us. We need Plowsy Cam. I'm picturing him just laid back in a lawn chair, pouring a box of nerds into his mouth while trolling Mazalak on Twitter. That's from Larry Thornton.
He's got
And
an
there's the snack bag
enormous-
right there.
Enormous.
It's going to go on camera. Look at
Oh my
that thing.
God!
He's just got a bag of diabetes right there.
It's
Boy, that
damn
is
good.
Yeah, you are having treats now, bro. I see
I
that.
got a red vine. Opened up the cookie dough M&Ms.
There might be 500 grams of sugar in that bag alone. Actually, I'll take the over on it.
Oh yeah,
But the red vines alone,
that's a fat sack.
that's like a movie. Like movie theaters don't get that many red vines.
I'm excited about the bag.
I mean, right up the steps, Plowsy, there's pastries and
I didn't see red vines.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I had the pastries. The croissants were phenomenal, but
now
they didn't
it's-
have the delicacies that I
now
like.
it's time to go to sugar.
It's amazing
that
that
pick-me-up.
at an all-inclusive, endless food resort, he shows up with that kind of a bag. It's pretty impressive.
I think you always got to be prepared.
Yeah, I respect that. Let me get an update here on the over-under. I think that's important because the audience is tracking it very carefully. Plowhawk, have you converted?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Did we walk past you in Madison last night? Just, oh my God. I picked up a read.
You were and Madison picked that up that you picked up a read.
Yeah.
Was that the location I scouted for you guys?
We were walking
Maybe or
past.
maybe not. I'm
Okay.
not confirming.
After
but-
after
I scouted
watching
by the way, I scouted a location that I thought would be fantastic for them
for
to
outdoor
do such a-
coitus.
Yes.
So we got done watching the Chiefs and the Bengals. I believe all of us. Yeah, I think you had already retired to your chambers to watch the women vomit from your balcony.
I really am jealous. I
Right,
didn't
right
get to
about
see
right
that.
about overtime. Right about the last 2 minutes of the game.
That's
Did
when
this
she started.
happen? Women vomited from
Oh,
the
you weren't here for
balcony?
this.
No.
Yeah.
He was beginning the process of seducing, drifters who were walking through, and you can tell Lisa Ann what happened.
I was just on my lanai,
Don't say lanai.
leaning on my balcony and just looking out, and this lady, obviously drunk, walked by and goes something to the effect of, "Hi, you have a good night?"
No.
I said, "Yeah, I had a good night. How about you?" "I had so much fun." And she said, "Can I
Wow.
come up?" And she proceeded to vomit on the grass and then fall over.
And at that point,
And-
you went back inside?
Yeah, I went myself. Now, I looked out to make sure she got up off the grass, or I was going to go help her, but she was gone, so she was obviously okay. But that kind of dampened the moment for me that I can't have this up there. I was trying to get to 3 for our over-under of 2.5, but
By sitting on the balcony,
I couldn't bite that
letting
bullet.
them come to you,
I couldn't bite that bullet.
just like Clooney does.
Well, I said
when
I'm
he's
doing-
at Lake Como.
I said I'm doing no work. I'm not even doing work to pick them up. It's just
Lisa
tossing them
Ann
out.
has a look of shock.
I
She's deciding whether or not to call her to shove her chips in the middle.
That's a great Iggy story. I mean, the fact that he just had a basic interaction, she invited himself and then threw up. I mean, there's a throw-up story from St. Louis.
There is.
I've never heard this many with the same person, so I'm dying. This is amazing.
Well, if I was going to make it up, I'd say she came up and I got laid and we're at 3.
But you're an honest man.
I wouldn't
Did
do
he
that.
hook up with 2 women already here?
No. Me and the plowboy, we were kind of considered given, but the over/under for the show, the dais, not including you for the record, to have sexual relations in Jamaica was 2.5, which meant if me and the plowboy are givens, then would Jackson, would Iggy.
Don't even mention Doug.
Right,
with his son.
Would they engage in coitus?
Are we
And
leaving out Jess?
Jess is left out. That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. So that's why I was following up. My understanding with Jackson is he got intoxicated on Saturday night and fell asleep reading a book.
Yeah.
Tough scene.
I was hammered.
Face down in the book, and I still thought he was reading when I put on my eye mask to go to sleep, and he said the light was on until 5 o'clock in the morning. Did you know that? And I said, no, I had on my matching eye mask pajama set. Did not know that.
Yeah. So you had an eye mask pajama set, and then there's a guy face down, passed out in a book. The whole thing sounds too hot.
So hot.
I don't know why, in my drunken state, I decided to start reading
that's
a
the
novel.
most stunning decision.
I thought it would put me right to bed, and it clearly did, just not how I intended. And so I woke up at 5 in the morning, lights on, like I'm in some sort of incubator. I'm sweating a little bit, just hungover as all get out. So I flipped the light off and tried to go back to bed.
Did it work?
Yeah, I eventually took another snooze, but it was a rough scene. I got after it on Saturday night, as I predicted I would.
So is the under still what's in play right now?
I can't speak for Iggy, but yeah, I'm under.
Iggy.
Well, yeah.
He had that puke girl.
You had your shot.
I mean, that's why I said.
It's a shame that all the girls that want you have esophageal issues.
Yeah, that's the last 2. But I said, Lisa Ann, and you correct me if I'm wrong. I think she was willing, but she threw up. So I'm laying. I got the number right now at 2 3/4.
Yeah.
Okay, can I play devil's advocate? Okay,
I think you have
I'm
to.
speaking for the TMA listeners right now. Is it really considered willing when you're wearing, like, they say beer goggles or you're alcohol impaired?
Yeah.
And you're making. So is that would that hold up in court? Right, willing. Maybe if she was sober, she would have walked by and not said anything. And it's not just you; it's just weird that a random person would invite themselves to someone's room in a foreign country sober.
I love how the alcohol tried to take over, and then the mind was like, okay.
Well, I get where you're coming from.
He is conceding a point.
I get where you're coming from, because it would account if it's really not because of me, but because of the alcohol. But that wasn't the bet. The bet was just over under 2.5.
Can you describe this last to the audience?
Oh, she wasn't bad looking.
Leggy blonde.
1 out of 10.
She was
what
probably,
was she?
I don't know, Fenton 4.
A Fenton 4.
That probably doesn't mean anything to somebody who
It's
lives
a
in
small
Manhattan.
town, right? Fenton sounds like
it's a
small
suburb of St. Louis.
Okay.
There's a Cracker Barrel there.
Oh, I love Cracker
No,
Barrel.
so
So do I.
I love
They got rid of my
Cracker
grilled chicken
Barrel.
sandwich, I think.
Oh, I
and
love
Doug, I've
Cracker
never been
Barrel.
angrier about
I know,
that.
you're hopping mad.
So she was a Fenton 4.
No, I just said that.
What would age?
I would have guessed. I mean, it was dark out, but I could still see it through the light. They have lights everywhere here.
The technology is amazing.
They're on.
Well, for good reason. I mean, you do
People
a lot
are
of
walking.
you do a lot of walking, and
Right.
so you know where you're going.
Yeah.
I would say late 30s, early 40s.
All right. Well,
Right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's a sweet spot.
I mean, imagine the 2-minute change that could have taken place, right? Let's just say, hypothetically, she was not that close yet. What would have happened if she made it up to your room and that was where she got sick? How this story would be so much different on air this
I
morning.
would have called the front desk and said, "Is there another room available? I can't sleep in here with this."
Wow.
With this.
Well, the vomit. I can't sleep with the vomit. She wouldn't have stayed in my room. I would have escorted her out, and I would have been a gentleman and say, "Where's your room? I will walk you to your room."
I would love to see the worker's reaction when Iggy goes, hey, I need to help carry this
Girl.
unconscious girl out of my room. I promise nothing happened.
By the way, she puked, so bring a cleanup crew as well.
Are you gonna look for her today? Try to find her somewhere today?
I'm not going looking for anything, Doug. If it comes to me,
But I mean,
I'll-
if you see her, is there gonna be?
While he's on his lanai.
Lanai.
Don't say Lanai.
yeah, I don't know what I'm doing today. We may try to get golf in, but the
But what if you
catamaran's at
see
4
her? What if you
o'clock.
see this gal again. Will you lock eyes?
I'll say hi and see if she says, hi, how are you? Like she remembers me or, oh, hi, and walks away and doesn't remember me.
No.
Well,
Here's some Pepto or something.
yeah. If she's, I don't know.
He was like Rapunzel, like on the lanai, looking down at her, and she was like, "My hero is up there. I want to go up to see him."
Well,
Yes.
to be honest with you, if she would have come up, I would have made a pot of Blue Mountain coffee for her. And said, let's have a cup of coffee
Just
because
what everyone
if
wants.
if she stays that drunk, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to take advantage.
No.
Nothing
So-
settles your stomach quite like a big piping hot cup of coffee.
And that's a misnomer.
Yeah, right?
That doesn't work. That's just a misnomer. You can drink coffee and sober up. That doesn't happen.
Oh, the great Greg Vaughn has arrived here at the dais.
Hey, Greg.
But I wouldn't have taken advantage of her. But maybe she wasn't as drunk as I thought she was. But when she threw up and fell over, then I knew she was.
Also, Iggy, isn't this a couples resort? You better make sure you know her situation before you invite her up. Last thing you need is some bald dude with Oakleys and a barbed wire tat banging on your door. That is from the 314.
Well, it's an adult only. I don't know if it's couples. Maybe she had a husband, a boyfriend, a girlfriend was here. I don't know. She's by herself. And she said, can I come up? I'm not going to ask her marital status.
And you've never shied away from dating another
No.
gentleman's wife.
No, I don't care.
Clip it off. Lisa Ann, have you been hit on here? I would imagine the answer is yes, but it probably happens so often. Maybe you're blind to it at this point.
I've been pretty lucky. I did do 2 fan photos yesterday at the
Yeah.
pool, which then did also land on Instagram, so that happened, but they were cool.
Yeah.
There was a gentleman last night that came up to me. We were at the bar. I was watching the game. There was a big moment happening, and he slid up right next to me
Oh, wow.
and kind of like in my ear said, "Are you on sports radio?"
Oh,
And I
Clip that off.
what
was-
an aphrodisiac.
It was
We'll
jarring.
play that in the opening for Balloon Party.
Incredibly jarring and chilling. And I looked over and I said, yes. And he said, can I have a photo? And at the same time, he was holding 3 drinks.
Oh.
And he's like, do you want one of these drinks? And right away, I'm thinking, like, stranger danger.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
that's an insta no.
I said, how about this? You put the drinks down. I'll take a photo with you. He doesn't even ask Doug. He doesn't even act like he knows who Doug is. He doesn't the celebrity. And he just hands Doug the phone to
Sure he
take
did.
the photos. And Doug does them generously, and then doesn't like that somebody was walking behind and has
Someone
him do a
was
second
jumping
one.
up and down
Wanted to
right
give the guy
behind
a
you.
better photo, and I'm
Yeah.
like, let me have this moment be over. And then we never saw said gentleman
No,
again.
he was gone. He left lickety split.
I
Is
don't
that
know if
right?
that was being hit on or what that was.
So he didn't recognize you necessarily as one of the all-time legendary adult film stars. He knows you from sports radio.
I think he was fibbing
Ah.
and used it as his open
Wow, what a
to not
move.
be a total creeper. You know what I mean? A
Wow,
creeper
meta.
in disguise.
Third level.
Yeah, meta.
Well,
Very meta.
even your sports radio shows, I mean, you don't shy away from the fact that, you're a former adult actor, so
course
people
not.
know that.
Why would
so
I?
he probably knew that. He just...
So what's the best way for a gentleman to
Yeah.
approach you so you don't think it's creepy? What should they say?
I think I should just
Try to
be
add
allowed to
something.
choose. So I don't think they
don't
should
want
approach
any of
me
them
at all.
saying
I
anything.
should look around and be like, that's the one I'm going to talk to today, and I'll make the approach. It'll just save a lot of extra paperwork. You know what I mean?
Any sapphic hit-ons, just tell me that there has been.
That's what
That's all I
everyone's-
need to
yeah,
hear.
that's
Were you
what
on your
everyone's asking.
lanai or anything?
Yeah.
actually?
I was not on the lanai.
Lanai's a hotbed.
I do think the couple that I met here yesterday with the husband and wife or girlfriend took a photo with me. I do think she would have been into some tripping.
Oh,
Nice.
Doug, how happy are you to hear that?
Listen to this gallery.
Yeah, I've never heard a gallery that's charged up. Seems like there's one person in the gallery.
He's really
Very
excited.
excited about it.
Well, I like to hear that. That
Yeah.
makes me happy. That's all I need. That's my sustenance for
I
the
knew.
day.
I thought of you right away.
Doug, could you tell us about our title sponsor? I've got his name is Ryan Kelly, and I've got him online at thehomeloanexpert.com. That's what I've got.
that's who he is, and he'd like to help you with a cash-out refinance, if that makes sense for you, and a lot of people it does. A cash-out refi allows you to take cash out based on the equity built into your home. With a cash-out refinance, you can take out a loan larger than the amount you still owe, or you refinance for a higher loan amount. Then you receive a portion of your home's gained value in cash, tax-free. This is a popular choice for homeowners looking to pay off other high-interest debts. Some choose to use that cash towards, funding home improvements, weddings, college tuition, whatever purchase requires a considerable chunk of change. A cash-out refi with a home loan expert typically comes with a lower interest rate than consumer debts, which make it a great option for debt consolidation, especially since the tax on mortgage interest is tax deductible, while interest on other debt is not. Ryan Kelly is always there for you to handle any kind of real estate problems you might have. It's home of the 10-day closing guarantee.
That's
Set yourself
unbelievable.
on the path to financial freedom. Remember, you marry the house, you date the rate. TheHomeLoanExpert.com.
Once you get that home, get it insured with the great James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, online at carltoninsurance.net, located in Webster Groves, and everybody is local. And when you call during business hours, you are talking to somebody immediately. The customer service, just one of the reasons I'm so happy that I switched to James Carlton and his incredible staff at Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. 314-961-4800. Jackson, give me a number between 1 and 10.
6.
6 is the number, and we go right to Jim Judge again. You always go to 6, so I'm always reading Jim Judge, but I want to keep the integrity of the contest.
Yeah.
He writes on Google Reviews, where James has 303 5-star reviews. Earlier this summer, I had a situation with a local repair shop damaging my vehicle. Long story short, a wheel came off on the highway. The shop's insurance company was dragging its feet, and Stephanie really stepped up and helped get the ball rolling. Great service. That's what they do at James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton State Farm. Jackson, could you tell the people about Muggsy?
I'd be more than happy to tell the people
Thank
about Muggsy, Tim. Yesterday, we played some golf. You know what I was wearing? Muggsy shorts.
Oh.
We had a nice, lovely dinner last night. You know what I was wearing?
What?
Muggsy pants. With Muggsy's, Doug,
Yeah.
they make your balls feel like they're on vacation.
Oh.
You know, we're on vacation, but my balls also felt like they're on vacation.
Oh.
Now you go secure yourself a pair of Muggsy's, and
That
your
remind you
balls.
of Nick Manning? Did you ever work with him?
Yes, only once though.
We'll leave that for outside the commercial,
yes,
though.
I could not do another time. As soon as it was over, I looked at him and said, "Never. This is never happening again." Okay, go back to you and your
back to
and
you.
your balls on vacation.
The balls are on
Okay.
vacation.
world is
And so if you go secure yourself a pair of Muggsy pants or shorts, joggers, they got some cashmere flannels, jackets, whatever you got, your whole body's going to feel like on vacation, not just your balls. You put them on, they're so tight.
I got Muggsy's on right now.
They're not
Plow
tight.
for Muggsy.
They look
What's
outstanding.
the waist on those?
I think they're a 28 slim.
28.
28 slim. 28's not enough. It's got to be slim.
28
As if it isn't implied once it's a 28.
if you want 28 slim,
28 muffin top.
28
Oh my
slim,
gut hang over my 28s.
28 slim or 38 thick. They'll take
Oh,
care of you.
hot Bill.
Over at Muggsy, you put them on, they stretch with you, they move and groove with you. This patented stretch material that they have. Their jeans are obviously world famous, but anything you need, any staples that a guy needs in his closet, jackets, flannels, joggers, you name it, they make it look incredible and feel even better. So head to Muggsy.com right now. Promo code TMA, 10% off your entire order with free shipping and free returns. Again, Muggsy.com, promo code TMA for 10% off. Experience life-changing comfort with Muggsy.
All right, we are live from Sandals Ochi Beach Resort in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Lisa Ann, Jesse Kiowski, Action Jackson, and the Plowhawk with you. And we are broadcasting just steps away from the... Doug, do you say Caribbean or Caribbean?
I usually say Caribbean.
What about Billy Ocean saying Caribbean Queen?
Caribbean Queen. Well, he said it differently.
I think he allowed
So it separates
ocean
it.
motion in the ocean, so he could say it however he
That's
wanted
the way, yeah,
to.
he did.
What
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
world was that
No, I
mean?
followed what you were saying.
Yeah,
I followed
you
what
know.
you were saying.
He
yeah.
was picking up what I was putting down.
Yeah,
Doug.
I was indeed. I was indeed. It's the Engineer Design Facilities. Text inbox. Text in if you have visibility, your company or place of businesses, commercial, fire alarm, panel, and system. Email fire at edf-rg.com. Have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. And you can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com. The official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA, EDF's fire division, now testing, inspecting, and maintaining the fire system on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. And you can watch us broadcasting from Jamaica, as currently, Doug, 500 plus people are doing by going to youtube.com/TMASTL. That's youtube.com/TMASTL. Compete for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. Send your emails in the morning after at InsideSTL.com. And you can text in for that EDF text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Lisa, you want to tell Doug who Nick Manning is?
One of the Manning brothers, quarterback.
There's Eli, there's Peyton, and there's Cooper, and then there's Nick.
And then there's Nick. He was a very well-known star in the industry. Iggy knows him very well. And he had some moves. He had, like, some things that he said and did that stuck through his
Really?
career that
Yep.
no one really enjoyed. But the fans, I think, may have enjoyed it. But as a woman, you didn't enjoy it. And it happened once, and, I had no problem when it was finished saying, okay, well, that will never happen again.
What was this guy saying?
He would scream, "Drop in!" And then it was a term. It was an L, kind of rhymes with boats.
You can also say this word when you're doing laundry and you divide it. There we go.
Baskets.
He would scream that when he was getting home.
He was screaming about laundry.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in the driveway and he wants his laundry
Just
done.
think at the TMA Live when the guy said blanket up for food.
Nice. Iggy's really good at password. Yeah.
He is.
So he would scream that. So here's a lovely lady shooting the scene, and all of a sudden this gentleman begins screaming. God, that had to be hot.
Not hot at all. And you know what? Like before it even got booked, I told everyone, like, if he says that, I'm going to be really upset.
Oh.
Like, I'm going to have it's going to be a scene. Do not let him say that to me because I don't want to work with him.
And he did it anyway.
They were like, oh, he's not going to say it. And when he said it, I was like, what a lahoozer. Why did you have to say it? He's like, I just can't help myself. It's just a habit. So that was
That's
a
his
one
move.
and done. Like
It's his
Kentucky's program, he was the one and done.
Signature. That's his signature move.
Is it true or false that Manuel speaks French into your ear?
It is true. It
That's
is
his
true.
move.
That is his move.
And the ladies love it. But do you think they love his girth more than his parlez-vous français?
Listen, I think it is a perfect combo.
Really?
Right? You know, the French might not be so great with a micro, right? But
Think about that. If he had a little button.
Like,
Right.
like an extra one on his blazer. Like a extra little gold button.
Yeah. So if you were with a guy with a little button and he starts saying things like "la lavature," you wouldn't be, "Oh, I'm so aroused now."
What if he had the girth that he has and was speaking a different language that isn't as sexy, right? I don't know, like German can be harsh.
Yeah,
right?
that is a harsh.
And imagine if that was what he was saying. It would
that
be very
probably
different.
would that be distracting then?
It could be very
Yeah,
distracting.
yeah. Think about that.
But you never even
Plowhawk
even
loves
say it.
Manuel.
Imagine Nick Manning in German.
Do you love Manuel?
Oh, he's my favorite, absolutely. He played video games. He's a great-looking guy. He's in a great, solid relationship. He's a businessman.
Is he bigger than you? Because you're well known
Oh,
for
he
your
is
size.
100% bigger
I
than
don't
me,
think so.
and I think he kind of knows how to use it more.
I don't think
I
so.
have been growing in my technique. You know, I've been kind of.
Oh, is that right?
It's like when
Honing
you
your
first.
craft.
It's like when you first eat sushi. You're only, eating the fried little wrap, but now
then,
I'm eating.
Then now you're sashimi all day.
raw halibut.
You
know,
do the
got
best you can until you know better, then you do better.
There we go. Jackson is really a savant.
The Dalai
I
Lama.
love it.
He's so wise for 24. He's only 24,
I
Lisa
know.
Ann.
He's
like Buddha.
He's precious is what he is. He's a
so
precious little prince.
He's a precious little prince.
That's what he is. He's a precious little prince.
Thanks, everyone.
We had a lovely moment on our lanai the other night after some
Oh,
cocktails.
what
Saying
happened?
lanai. Just a little balcony.
We decided when the night was over that we would just have a cocktail together, just Jackson and I,
Yeah.
on our lanai. And we went out there. We had the most developed sports conversation, arenas, parks, things we wanted to do, places we've been, places we want to go. And it was very settling before night. We have a routine. I like to shower before bed. And by the time I'm out of the shower,
Ooh.
he's usually reading or sleeping reading. I can't tell either because he's in his position of sleep.
Right.
Yeah, that Saturday I got after it.
Did
I
not
was in the
realize
back.
you were that drunk.
I could tell early in the day.
Yeah, I've been. Well, we had minimal food because we were traveling so much, and then I just started when we got here. I just started drinking.
And the altitude, the day you fly, you get drunker.
Right, yeah, and so I didn't pace myself as well as I should have, and then we went to the speakeasy that night and really
No, we
got
were a
after
speakeasy.
I know. Yeah.
really
It's a
got
fun
after
place.
it there,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I wasn't in the best of shape, and then the final drink I guess just knocked me right out.
All right, and then you decided it's time to read.
I don't know why. That was a bad move on my part.
Were you drunk enough to walk by a room and see a gentleman out on his lanai like
Stop
Iggy and offer to be a companion?
If someone would have walked by, I would have probably said, "Hey, what's the word?" But
God, that's such a great pickup line, isn't it?
You guys are
If you're,
slick.
when you're in the meatpacking district and you're at a club and a guy comes up to you and says, "Hey, what's the word?"
I think I would like him.
assume
I think I would definitely
it's a
like
flood.
him.
And I
It's
would-
different.
and our lanai has this kind of barrier of foliage, shrubbery,
Right.
and so it would have
Doug,
been
would you call it brush?
I wouldn't.
like who's that pasty guy calling us behind the shrubs?
Saying, "Hey, what's the word?"
And you would have come up and said, "Oh wow, how old are you? Why are you balding?" And then
That's what they would say. That's the first thing they say.
Second line.
Yeah, and so I
Why
think
are you balding?
I think the Oprah would have covered if not for
So there was a
unforeseen
choice.
circumstances.
Jackson decided, I'm not gonna shave my head. I'm gonna go through a 5-year process of losing my hair.
Yeah, it's super humbling.
You were not happy with a picture that was posted that highlighted what appeared to be like a helipad to land on the back of your skull.
Yeah, it was right on the back, different spot than I thought the problem was, which is again super concerning. And so I told Jesse, who's been excellent and working so hard to
That
help
you wanted
us out here,
final-
I need final cut on any social media picture or video
I think we've signed off.
that I'm highlighted in. If it's a group photo, obviously, that goes without saying. But if it's just me, I need final cut. We might need to do some editing, maybe some cropping. But I got an image to protect.
Yeah, at this point, once you go to Ladue, there's always an image.
Right.
Clock, we never finished up on this. As we were walking back after watching the Bengals and Chiefs game, you and Madison emerged from, Doug, would you call it the brush?
I don't call it brush.
I think it was foliage at that point. Yeah.
And both of you were very happy.
Yeah, we
And it seemed like you might have sassified her.
look. Lisa Ann was great about finding what I like to call honey holes.
Yeah.
And, we found a really nice honey hole right underneath the somebody's balcony, but it looked,
Oh, what a treat.
but it also
Are you sure you went under a lanai?
so in that scenario, it's an audio. You couldn't lean over and see, but certainly if they were on the patio, you could certainly hear.
Oh.
But we felt like that's it is what it is. We're on vacation, went in Jamaica, and had a blast. But we were halfway through a blunt, so I was like, well, I guess I got to keep smoking it. And so then
So hold on, you were engaging in coitus while smoking a blunt? Under this
Gangster.
person's, what was it, Doug, a lanai?
It's not a lanai.
It's one of those dream scenarios, and
Yes.
me and Madison deserve to have a lot of fun on our 1 or 2 vacations we do get a year, and it's absolutely gorgeous out here. It's just super romantic scene. I mean, the dinner was great with that tree right in the middle.
Oh,
Beautiful
the
tree.
foliage.
So I think that got us both really excited in the mood, and yeah, we saw you guys at the tail end of the blunt, and Madison looked at me and goes, "I think Tim knows."
She could pick up the reed.
She's a good poker player.
Yeah, I did right away, and I was like,
she
good for you
did some
guys.
specifics for you last night. There was no panties.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she.
I knew,
Again,
I knew about this.
We're talking Madison,
You can
love her to
steam.
death, but sporting, which I like. And so yeah, she, gives me presents all the time. That one was certainly one I'll never forget.
You're having a heck of a week there, 28 Slim.
I mean, that'd be a great new nickname, 28 Slim.
Iggy and I initially, Anna Marie and I, we've switched rooms in part because of the fact that we were sharing a wall with Iggy, and if we were going to have a trip as we're away from our children for the first time ever, I didn't need the visual of the Dave Chappelle show scene where Charlie Murphy's pleasuring himself in the corner.
You weren't right next to me.
Literally sharing a wall.
No, we weren't.
100%. We were. I don't want to give out the number because I know you're going to get phone calls if I do. But we were 100%. We were 100%.
What, did you hear me
Great
doing it?
reason.
Well, then, so I told him that yesterday, and he goes, "Did you hear me being off at 6:30 in the morning?"
I was
so
kidding.
early.
Are you loud about it?
I was kidding. No,
Are
said,
you loud
I said, did you hear me? You didn't hear anything, so.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Yeah,
1,
but
2.
I mean, what gentleman is an aggressive vocal masturbator?
I didn't. I said. I just.
Well, you asked me the question.
Well, just to see.
To, like, test the
through-
walls.
Could you hear anything through my room?
Right, but I mean, how alarming would it be if you were like berating yourself as you pleasure
Or
yourself?
what do you do? Say, this is great. Like, to yourself,
Oh,
Nick Manning next door.
yes, yes.
Here it comes.
Yes. The countdown. Let me give myself a countdown. Start at 10.
yeah. So when I said no, I didn't hear you. That didn't go. Okay, we got the green light.
No, that just means you could hear me. I have a tendency. Look, I told Plowsy yesterday. I've got a chance to get 2 Batwing clubs in golf rival today. I got to knock out 12 games at some point.
What in the world?
It's a golf
Full
fight.
volume, too.
It's a
It's
golf
always
app.
very loud.
It's a golf app. No, but sometimes I get upset
is.
if some guy knocks one off a wall and goes in the hole. And I start, you idiot. I'll scream at the phone.
And that could be mistaken for
Yeah. Oh, you idiot. Like I'm talking to
masturbatory.
myself, I need Blue Chew. You idiots. Come on.
self-cucking.
I think what the audience needs to know is this conversation that happened with Tim and Iggy. I was kind of there eavesdropping a little bit.
So you can validate that this
It
happened.
happened. It wasn't like this was like a private conversation. We were around like a bunch of people. Were we in the bus? And we were loading on the bus to like a kids clinic, and this conversation came up, and it was hilarious.
Well, if you didn't hear me masturbating, then the walls are good. That was the premise.
Well, I use that as an example. Did you hear any kind of high-pitched scream or?
Well, no, but I mean, how odd
All
are you?
right,
Like
then.
asphyxiation or
Well,
something?
I thought I'd rather say that
Shooting
than
it
say.
for OnlyFans?
I'd
What
rather,
are you doing?
I'd rather say that than say, did you hear me screaming at my phone when I lost a golf rival match?
What was the problem with the Batwing? Go back to that.
Well, it's Batwing season.
It is down here, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, no golf, Rob. I've
That
been
is
playing
a
this
great
game.
reason
I've been
to-
playing this since COVID. I found something to do, so I found this app. I've been playing it for 3 years, and the best club you can get is a Batwing, but you have to get cards to move up, and I was 8 cards away, and I had a chance to get a bunch of them yesterday, but I had to play 12 games. And I told Plowsy, I said, at some point I got to knock these 12 games out now.
Yeah.
And I did last night, right before I went to bed. I got the last game, and
Doug, for some reason, we've reached the point in the show where the listeners start sending in pictures of their wives. I've never understood why it happens.
How beautiful
but
women.
here it begins.
I just love it. I'm going to go look at
They
this
tend to be the
right
most
now.
beautiful women in the world.
I have no idea what the deal with it is. I just know that it goes on. Jennings, God rest his soul, was a huge fan of this part of the show where listeners would just send in pictures of. And Doug, oftentimes they seem to be international models.
Oh, every one of them, yeah. Well, and we've seen our listeners in person, so that it's not a surprise that they're all dating supermodels. I wouldn't expect anything else.
I think we have a guest joining us right now. Do we? We do indeed. This is going to be a big segment here because we're going to talk about golf yesterday in Jackson. Stunning development.
Yeah,
Stunning development.
discussions are going to have to be made.
Jackson's going to have to issue a statement right here. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to the program. We saw him yesterday, Jonathan Noonan from Upton Golf, where we played yesterday here at Sandals in Ocho Rios, Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Thanks for having me.
Great to see you again. We really enjoyed playing the course yesterday. Wonderful course and wonderful young golfers as well.
Yes, thank you. It's a hidden gem, we like to call it, but we're working on making, as you said, thanks to this program, making sure everybody finds out about it. It's a lovely, resort-friendly, luxurious experience up in the hills of Ocho Rios.
I love seeing the young players from the area out there. You have some legitimate young talented golfers. There were some great swing. Doug calls it a move. I call it a swing.
I don't call it a move.
There's
It's
some
been
great
a swing for 200 years. It's still a swing.
Yes, for sure. Through the Sandoz Foundation, the Care for Kids program, we use golf as a vehicle to enable better the lives of the kids in the surrounding communities.
And what is your background in the game?
Yes, I grew up playing since I could walk.
Oh, is that right? Really? You
Just
started playing?
played. Finished high school in Florida.
Oh, did you really?
and
Where in
then
Florida?
In Boca.
All right.
St. Andrews, and then I played golf at Mississippi State.
Oh, Hail State?
Hail State.
Look at you.
Yes.
You know Stingray?
I don't.
You know if you guys crossed paths.
But yeah, and then tried to play professionally for a few years, didn't quite work out, and then transitioned to coaching.
So what, you did some mini tours in Florida?
Yeah, I tried to do a couple events, but had some struggles. So focused on coaching, built my own academy here on the other side of the island.
Wow.
And then transitioned to the operational management. It's coming up on a year now at Sandoz Upton.
What's the lowest that index has ever gotten to?
It was about a plus 4.5.
Oh my
Wow.
God!
Heaven's
I
sakes.
only,
Iggy, plus 4.5. What in the world?
I mean that's PGA, close to
not
maybe
quite.
point plus 8 maybe.
I saw a
but-
recent study last week that said if John Ram entered his last 20 rounds, he'd be a plus 13.5.
I think he would win the Fan Page Club Championship.
Yeah, well, he'd be giving pops.
My goodness, he'd be a plus 13.5. Is that right?
Yes.
So, do you still play now?
Unfortunately not. I probably played about 4 times last year.
Oh, my goodness.
But the focus is on helping others, and I really enjoy using my experience to help better others, both the kids and as well as the guests of our Sandals and Beaches hotels.
For those of our audience members listening back in the United States in St. Louis, and I know some people listen around by streaming, what would you tell them about the golf course? We got a chance to play it yesterday. It really, I'm going back again. I mean, it's a great practice area in addition to a wonderful
For
golf
sure.
facility.
Yes. So it's an open course to the public. However, we do take special care of our Sandals and Beaches guests in that complimentary green fees, round-trip transfers, and we do have a couple golf experiences that are free for the week if you've never played golf for the first time. As far as the course, it's not the longest course in the world. It's only 6,400 from the tips, but it's a beautiful setting, and it's a challenge for experienced players such as yourself, but it's also a great place for persons who have never played before because it's open, not too tight off the tee, but very friendly to all. And of course, I'm sure you guys got to experience, we have our signature caddies, aka our golf
Oh, man,
butlers.
they're the best. Those caddies are the
They'll
best.
guide you along the route.
We had Delroy and Elvis.
Two of the
Ken
best.
Strode here, I'm sure you watch his cooking show. He called Delroy Delano.
No, I said Delano.
Delano.
I know 2 people in Jamaica named Delroy and Delano.
They're at hedonism.
And for some
he just
reason,
assumes we're
For
always
some
at
reason, I just said Delano instead of Delroy, but
Yes, and one of the things you find out in Jamaica, everybody has their aliases and nicknames, and his actual name is Beanie Man. We call him Beanie.
Beanie Man.
So-
I want Beanie Man in my bag again.
He was
He was
great.
great, man.
He was
Those
awesome.
guys can read those greens like nobody's business.
They know it like
their
the back
stuff.
of their
Oh
hand.
my goodness, they know their stuff.
You know I'm sorry, Tim.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the good thing about it being a shorter course is kind of open. You know, there's some
For sure.
trouble if you hit it into the palm trees and things. But the pace of play is tremendous.
Yep.
There's nobody waiting to hit 2 on par 5s that are 600 yards.
No.
You know, these guys 30 handicaps. So I can hit at 390. I better wait till the green clears. We had a threesome of ladies behind us. We had Doug and his group in front of us. Not a wait all day. The pace of play was perfect.
Yeah, and yesterday was a relatively busy day. We had 70 players, but generally it flows quite well. We have people who come out very early in the mornings to hurry up and play and get back to their spouses, and it's whatever you're there for, whether you're there for enjoying with your group of friends or you just want to get out and enjoy the quiet time, we can deliver.
It is a great course. Go ahead, Doug.
And if you don't want to lug your own clubs, you rent them there, and it's not like you've
yeah.
scrapped together a set from the Lost
Yeah.
and Found bin.
Dude,
we had
those
brand new,
clubs.
beautiful
Some
clubs.
premium Titleist brand new clubs that
yeah.
you can rent, so you can save yourself a baggage fee, leave your clubs at
For
home. and
real.
we
I brought
will
my own
take care of
stuff
you.
because I just assumed it was going to be kind of, the program when you usually go to a place.
No,
And I see the clubs, like, I don't know if anybody had hit them. They were incredible. So for our listeners, if you come down here, you're going to be dealing with top-of-the-line Titleist clubs.
For sure. I had another guest yesterday who played, and it was the first time playing with a Scotty Cameron, and immediately they
Yeah.
wanted to buy one. So
This gentleman here.
I wanted to take it home with me, and maybe you wouldn't notice, but I left it in the bag. And then I looked it up online. They're like $450 a piece for the putter.
They're quality premium equipment, and that's what we're
Boy,
trying
it
to
is.
do at the course. Is Sandals. The Sandals brand is all about luxury, and that's the experience we're trying to provide at the golf course. We're trying to deliver the most luxurious golfing experience possible.
Yeah, you can absolutely leave your clubs back home because they will take great care of you at a wonderful course. Jonathan, it is a pleasure to talk with you. We will see each other again because we will be back again. Great course,
Awesome.
great people there as well. Thank you so much. We've enjoyed it.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
That
Thanks
is-
for what
thank
you're
you.
doing. Thanks for what you're doing for the kids. too. That
Amen.
means a
Great
lot.
group of
Thank
kids.
you.
That Sandals Foundation.
Means a lot to them.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate it. There he is. That's Jonathan Newham from the Upton Golf Course, Director of Golf Operations. And Doug, he got to a plus 4.5, and you got to a plus 4.6?
4.6 and a half, something in there.
4.6 and a quarter. Did the vomit.
Yeah.
Boy, it is a super golf course.
It really is.
You'll
I'm
you'll
going
love the
back.
golf course. It's enough of a course that you can hit whatever you want to hit. It's a challenge, but it's not so darn hard that you're going to walk away with 120.
So here's the situation. Iggy and I teamed up and played against Jackson and the Plowhawk. I was given 6 pops to Jackson and 18 pops for Iggy and the Plowhawk. In a stunning development, Doug. And I mean, stunning development. Iggy, I believe, shot 93. Jackson shot 96. We won. We won the front, the back, and the overall. Iggy defeated Jackson. Jackson, I mean, I think it's time for you to issue a statement.
I played poorly. Especially the back nine was really bad. It's the first round of the year. I had some good shots out there, just inconsistent ball striking, which has been an issue for me for a while.
Why don't you just tip your cap?
I tip my cap, yeah,
Got
absolutely.
high pitch there, though. I noticed. So you're
Well,
active.
Well, I didn't play well, so don't tip your cap.
I think there's something that important that we need to know. And I'm not
Doug, what do we need to know?
Oh, you
this is-
hurt? You injured?
No, I played out every single hole. I made sure the ball.
Oh, no!
I made sure
That is very true.
Oh, Pepper and Jeannie are divided on
Well, no,
this.
he's
There were
accurate
some
on that.
holes where Iggy, was out of the because we're playing competition. It's a 2-on-2 match, best ball. So there was times where there was no need for him to continue to play.
Yep.
So there's scores just writing down for the purpose of writing down scores, and I don't know if those scores would have been the score had the ball been holed out.
And some of them might have been lower.
Sure.
Not likely. Not
Are
likely.
we serious?
No, that's true
We're
though.
not-
That is true.
I'll give you an example.
Jackson, why are you conceding that?
I'll give you an example.
I'm not
Tim
looking to play anymore.
Tim on a par 5, bombed a drive, and then my second shot was kind of left into the trees.
Doug, pull up this
and,
video.
And
I don't have the
Tim,
video.
Tim was on the green in 2. So I just said, I'm picking up. And then Tim said, give me an 8 or 9 or whatever you're going to do. I picked up. I probably could have got a 6 or 7.
I don't know.
But I said, pick up. I can't do any better than Tim. He's going to putt for eagle.
Right.
Pick up. And I got an 8 or 9. I probably could have got a 6 or 7, maybe a 5.
So that cost you 4
Oh, well, I don't care.
So you think you would have
I'm
done
playing-
better?
I'm not caring about my score. I'm
Right.
caring about our team.
Right.
And if Tim's putting for eagle and I'm 180 out, lying 3, I pick up. Give me an 8. I could have put it on the green and maybe made a putt for 5. You don't know.
Mr. Licks is all over you, Jackson. He says, LOL. Jackson claimed he was a 10.5 last year. He shot a 96. Vanity handicap. That's from Mr. Licks.
Oh,
Well, I enter all my scores authentically. It's the first round in 3 months. I'm playing in a different country. I've never played in before. And I played a bad round.
how did that affect what country you were in?
I was wondering that as
Swinging
well.
the golf club.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. But
Well, you're above sea level here.
well,
Yeah.
it's mostly this is my first round in 3 months.
Yeah.
Everyone shoots high their first
Well, I
round.
would
We're
think
like,
so.
I see the sea. We're about 20 feet up.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that.
Well, the elevation and you get around the Blue Mountains.
Right.
Right. So,
We're in
listen,
the blue. Are they called
I
the
just
blue? Mountains?
I didn't that was the score I shot. Some people shoot bad. Some people shoot
Yeah,
good.
you haven't
I
played-
didn't
also
shoot.
may have been a little hungover.
Yeah, but
Did that play a role
didn't
in
know.
it?
I felt good by the time we teed off. I had some really good holes. I birdied that long par 3.
That was 194 yards, needed it in the match, and delivered a
Yep.
clutch birdie.
Yeah.
Stunning development.
And so I had some bad shots, so I shot a 96. LOL, Mr. Lick.
Licks, you didn't see him
Wow.
play. I mean, his first round since October, he hit bombs and balls that you know he's a 10.
Bomb
He had
city.
one hole where he hit every tree on the hole. I think there were 6 of them.
Yeah, that was a rough. I tried cutting a tree, went right into the tree. hit
Oh, we
another
captured video
tree.
of that. I don't know if that's up on the Instagram.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah, I
different
saw
hole where I
last
hit.
night.
I was finding a lot of branches out there, so it was a bad round. When we play Tuesday, I will almost promise you I'll shoot under a 96.
I would agree with that. It would be stunning if you did not.
Right. So Mr.
All
Lex
right.
can
Oh, easy now.
stuff is.
Oh, I thought he was
Oh.
going to drop an F-bomb and it would have
No.
been great.
We don't know how to dog back in the station, so I don't.
Yeah,
Dave,
that
you
was-
know that would have been put to the
We didn't
test.
break that down. So.
All right, we will close out our appliance discounters 8 o'clock hour as we broadcast live from Sandals Ochi. Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, Action Jackson, the Plowhawk, and Lisa Ann is here in Jamaica with us. The legend, and now at this point, I'd just say show member. I mean, that's what I want to say. I just want to say you have the orientation process and then the initiation, and then you're in.
It's fantastic.
I mean, you move, and I assume move from New York City to Fenton, I guess, because we both love Cracker Barrel.
Okay, so
Right.
that. Oh yeah, I gotta live by the Cracker Barrel.
I got a place open in my complex, moving to Maryland Heights.
Nah. Just telling you right now.
Shut that
Nah.
right
Sounded
down.
like that was
Look, I
an
love
industry-
watching his kitchen cooking stuff, but I see his kitchen and know I couldn't live there. It's really an appliance issue. It's the quality of life. It's just, I'm bougie.
Clip that off.
Yeah, I could use a new stove, but that's what I get.
We welcome you to text in, as many have chosen to do, 314-881-TMA5, and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Prize today for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, 2 passes to the STL Golf Expo at St. Charles Convention Center, February 3rd through the 5th. And don't forget the TMA app contest. Win a 4-day, 3-night luxury vacation for 2 to any Sandals resort. Just enter the keyword passport on the TMA app or go online at TMASTL.com. We'll take a break and come back from the Michelob Ultra Studios at Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Doug, is this the remix?
It is. Yeah. It's appropriate music, isn't it?
It is. It feels even better listening to it when you're in Jamaica and you're looking out on, what do you call it, the ocean blue?
The ocean, boy, it is beautiful, isn't it?
The watercolor is what?
Azul.
Azul. Hey, Lisa Ann, are you familiar with Azul Hermosa?
I think I've seen it on like the Pottery Barn website. You know, they always give the best descriptions.
No,
of
she's a stag
colors.
star.
Oh, I did not know. Is she new?
Yeah.
Is she one of Iggy's finds that will last 3 to 6 weeks?
No, she's attractive.
Okay. I'll look her up. So you're saying that Iggy's finds are not attractive?
You asked me a question, I gave you an answer.
He does have very unique taste.
One of them had a fondness for pot pies.
Yes, she did. And there's a photo that he loves to share where she's sitting in front of a ratherly large, he says it's ratherly large. I think it's just closer to the camera than she is, so it looks large because of that effect. He's very proud of that pot pie photo, and that would be Dillian, am I correct?
That's correct. That's a nice read. He could confirm that. Unfortunately, he only is contracted to do 2 hours on the show, so he is done for the day.
He's in the bathroom, taking his good old time. Maybe he's having one of those conversations that he was afraid you might hear through the walls if you didn't switch your room. There's many ways we can go.
I rolled a blunt in that bathroom.
While someone was doing a number 2, and I'm very impressed with your
Yeah.
Right next to you, you were doing that.
And he was like one of those breathers. I don't know. I didn't see who it was.
Doug, you have a problem if
Why don't you go back to your room?
when you're rolling a joint in a stall and the gentleman next to you is panting?
Oh,
He
gosh,
probably
yeah.
was one of those guys that also takes his shirt off and hangs it on the back of the door before
Yeah,
he sits down
if
for the
he's
night.
really packing a lunch.
If I would have saw that, I probably would have aborted. 'Cause then he's really settling in.
What's going on there that you need to take your shirt
There
off?
are people that do this. It is
Are
a
there
real
really?
thing. Oh, yes.
Look, I gotta be honest,
yes.
I've never heard of such a
What?
thing.
We must ask the listeners. They know everything.
Yeah, all right, text in if
Have
you take your
any
shirt
of
off.
you heard about gentlemen that go in for the real deal, the number 2 that's serious, and they disrobe a bit? You know, you have a nice dress shirt on, you hang it on the back of the hook, because
You're
you're
really
going to
getting
sweat a
down to
bit.
business.
And you don't want to absorb all of the smell.
Oh,
Wow.
That's a real thing,
I
by the way.
didn't know that.
I actually dated a guy for a minute who did that.
Is that
And he
right?
told me, I'm like, what takes you so long? He's like, well, I take my shirt off. I'm like, you unbutton at Mastro's all the buttons on your shirt and hang it on the back of the door to go to the bathroom. He's like, well, yeah, it gets hot. And I'm
Wow.
like,
hot.
What a champion.
I don't know how I feel about this.
It's the
I don't
Ryan
think this will
Kelly
last.
morning after. We are broadcasting live from Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. And it is our Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. We should have a magical design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. Everyone is here. Ken Strode is in Jamaica. However, he is not at the dais at the moment. We don't know where he is. Lisa Ann believes he's in the restroom.
It caught him by surprise that we have a third hour today.
Caught him off guard. Send in your emails the morning after at InsideSTL.com, or you can text in 314-881-TMA5. KG in O-Town is back in St. Louis. He's on the ones and twos in those Michelob Ultra Studios in St. Louis. KG in O-Town, how would you describe the first 2 hours of your Hubbard employment?
Right, dog.
Wow. I mean, from my standpoint, Doug, I don't know about yours. I feel like it's been a smooth broadcast. Maybe I'm off. Maybe we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. All we are, what would you say? We're face guys.
Right. So we were particularly upset about the YouTube kerfluffle at the beginning of the program.
Yeah, I've never seen you as pissed as you were.
I've
Wow.
been throwing things. Really upset by it.
I'm sorry I wasn't here to defend you. It's probably best I was out of the way. But had I seen
They were
you
coming after him.
throw a vibe like that, it's not going to help the situation. You're
No.
going to stress the kid out even more,
know.
and that's even worse.
We got to keep on his toes.
Doing the best I can, just really trying, really working at it. But I think we're good now, and tomorrow should be a lot more seamless. But
Even better. They're yelling about the aux being on right now.
Oh,
475
no.
people are watching. Can't hear on YouTube. That comes from William Howard Taft. Was he the 26th?
I don't know
president?
the number, but he was the heaviest of all the presidents.
And passed away in a bathtub, correct?
I think so.
Wow, what a way to go.
Only president to also be Supreme Court justice.
No.
That's a fun fact.
No, we always do presidential history when we go to Jamaica
Right.
on the show. It's
Doug
kinda
did all of them in order. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah. He can spit them out. Real nice like. They're not happy. They say aux needs to be on. Mr. Licks is not happy.
I'm seeing this right now.
yeah.
This is an intense chat moment going on. Oh, by the way, George Costanza takes off his shirt. That's a Seinfeld thing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jackson, I'm surprised you didn't cite that.
David
I-
P., thank you very much
I
for
was
bringing that to the
hip deep in the
chat and
text.
having my back here. I
Hey,
appreciate
Casper
it.
boy, just because you're getting laid and having fun on vacation doesn't mean you can take a vacation from uploading the damn podcast. That's from the 314.
Why won't you upload
Both just got uploaded. Both first and second segment just were uploaded. So
Wow.
Oh my God, this guy
Dude, he's
pays
doing
for his
all
own hotel and then he takes bullets?
I
What?
appreciate that.
I
KG,
love
but you're
hearing
good.
him in studio.
KG, no, he's an employee now.
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah.
That makes me really happy. Congrats. Now, is he still eligible for the listener awards next year?
I think this removes his eligibility, don't you think?
Right?
Yeah.
So that
Okay.
opens the door, and you
Yes.
can be the TMA STL Listener of the Month. We will have what do you call it, Doug? A Jamaican Papal Conclave?
Yeah.
To decide the Listener of the Month, and we will do that tomorrow. It's Milagro Tequila's Listener of the Month. All you got to do is sign up by going to TMASTL.com. The retired Air Marshal has had the most aggressive campaign. I don't know if that's going to lead to a win, though. Mr. Lick certainly feels like he deserves it because he believes he's responsible for KG and O-Town's employment. We'll see. We will have a papal conclave, and you can go sign up at TMASTL.com. You can also sign up for this luxury vacation of sandals that we are giving away. Win a 4-day, 3-night luxury-included vacation for two to any Sandals resort. All you got to do is enter keyword passport on the TMA app or go to TMASTL.com. That's all you have to do. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Email of the day is coming your way at approximately 9:45 the morning after at InsideSTL.com. DesignAirService.com is where you go should you run into any furnace problems. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. Seth Goldcamp and his staff, the official HVAC provider of the Ryan Kelly Morning After and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Longtime sponsors, and we are clients as well and speak very highly of both Seth and also his service techs because they really are the best. I don't know how many times our audience has said, I reached out via DesignAirService.com and they were at our house within an hour to take care of it. That's the kind of service you get. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling. And as a matter of fact, I was texting with Seth and Jamie Burkhardt from Munganast on Saturday as we were taking the bus from Montego Bay here to Ocho Rios. And Seth was interested in introducing one of his friends to Jamie Burkhardt at Munganast to do business. That's that ecosystem we talk about, Doug. The sponsors not only get supported by the listeners, but by other sponsors as well. And they should, because the sponsors are wonderful people.
Oh, yeah.
Munganast in
Great
particular.
success.
You're a big Munganast guy, too,
Oh,
aren't you?
gosh. And we have a phone number that I may have forgotten. That gets you right to the monkey.
314-252-0029. That's a direct line to text or call Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, or Peter Munganast. Direct line for our listeners.
Yeah. Oh, they'll take great care of you, as they have all of us. The service department is just unbelievable.
Crazy.
You'll say, hey, I got a car guy now. I know where I'm going.
Yep.
I
You
don't have to
do.
worry about that anymore.
And in the service department, they don't even ask. They vacuum inside your car. They clean it. They clean the spokes and every single piece of your car is taken care of. Love the boys at Munganast.
There it is. It's MunganastSt.LouisAcura.com and AltonToyota.com. We are broadcasting live from Jamaica at Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. We are all here, including Lisa Ann, who is so kind to not only make the trip, but to share a room, and then to your surprise, also a bed with 24-year-old legendary producer and co-host of Balloon Party on 101 ESPN and very happy Missouri basketball fan, Action Jackson Burkett.
You know, you feel at a certain time, Doug, I know you can relate to this. At a certain time in life, you feel like there's going to be no more first times. You know, like, oh, this is a first. You know, you get up there and you're like, but this right here is a first.
Yeah.
And it's been fabulous.
Yeah.
I love the kid. You know I love the kid.
Oh, yeah.
Love
you
you
can
too,
tell.
Lisa. It's
I
been an
adore
awesome
him.
time.
Yeah, you really do. You're fun.
He's fantastic. He's the future.
He is the
Future what?
future. He's the future. He is the future.
He's the
Maybe we should
future.
call him Future.
Ooh, super fuge.
Yeah, because future's taken. But you know, I'm also very fond of Plowsy.
How can you
How
not
can you
be?
not be? Look at him. He's locked in.
I
Oh,
love.
yeah.
I,
Well,
I love.
man.
I love Madison. She's fantastic.
And you gave them the location to have outdoor coitus beneath the lanai.
Let me tell you about this. So we found this spot. And what I realized was there was a bunch of light switches. So what I did was I kind of mimicked different things that they could do. And I'm like, this is your front light. This is your back light. If you shoot it from this angle, there's a hair light coming in this way. For
Oh,
her
they were going to
glistening
shoot
line.
content?
Hair
Just
light.
make believe
For the
that this
OnlyFans.
is what it could
Oh,
be
it could
like.
have been interesting. The original spot we did pick, though, right beforehand, we're lucky we didn't, a minute before, it would have been tough. There was a lot of foot traffic we did not realize that was like catty corner to us.
Is that a kink for you, boy?
I mean, I wouldn't have cared. I would have felt a little bad for her,
Right.
you know, but I would, you know, once I'm going, I'm going. And,
Yeah.
bring in the helicopter to get us out of there, that's fine, but I'm going to finish.
It's natural.
He's a little jackhammer boy.
But no, we had an absolute blast. I know Madison was hyping up Lisa Loves, hanging out with, and Anna Marie was out there, and they were hanging out while we were golfing, so I'm glad the lady didn't get to kind of connect while the boys, you know, slap and tickle each other like we always do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Smooching with the boys.
Smooching with the boys.
I'm not smooching with any boys.
That's your loss, bro.
Oh, we got a text here from the recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves. Hey, Tim, I have a new dryer being delivered from the appliance Diskies. Oh, you like that instead of discounters? He calls them Diskies.
I don't care for it, no.
On Wednesday, as opposed to Wednesday, and I'm going to gape that pale, still a virgin pig when he gets home on that permanent press, baby. That's from the recovering alcoholic. He is going to gape you right when you land.
Here's my thing about the recovering alcoholic. He always talks about, oh, I'm going to gape you or I'm going to gape him. I'm not gaped. I don't know anyone else who he said he's going to gape is gaped. He's all bark and no bite. If you're going to do it, do it.
You want to be gaped.
Well, I would like him to just like put his money where his mouth is. You know, he keeps saying about being gaped. Like,
Well, we got the answer to that.
like, where are you at though?
So you'd like him to fly down to Jamaica and penetrate
No, I
you?
don't want to be gaped, but like he hasn't even tried.
Clip that off.
He hasn't even tried. So
program is it?
I said on the outside of the show, if you can be anything, be authentic, and clearly he's not.
Oh, big shot.
And I love the recovering alcoholic.
I really would be interested. Now, Norfolk and Philadelphia are gone already. But if
Bad Doug.
But if they happen to
It's a
be,
redirect.
but if they happen to be on a break and they're hearing, well, he hasn't tried to gate me yet. Like, what kind of show is this down here?
Yeah, well, a good one.
Yeah, we're not
Strong
going to
one.
change, but I'm sure they don't hear that kind of stuff.
Probably not.
There's a lot of gape talk in
And you're
Norfolk.
your doppelhangers over
After
there.
the Tigers.
JJ,
We met Iggy's match day one,
Yeah.
and as they were standing exactly the same by same. Now, if Iggy did not give away his windbreaker, did you guys discuss this yet about the windbreaker?
Oh,
at the
yeah, he
airport?
gave it away at the airport.
So Iggy is wearing a leather jacket that has a windbreaker. Leather jacket, everyone out there in the listener land could be replaced. Anybody wants to get him one, I say it's a great move. XL, I checked the size already.
Yeah.
He did not want to
XL.
carry his, that's what size your leather jacket is. I checked the
it
tag. Go back to your room right now and check it.
It fits perfectly.
Well, it was shedding on you.
You
He
got
did
broad
not want to
shoulders.
carry his windbreaker any longer, so he offered it up outside of the bus to someone from the airport. So he's never going to see the windbreaker again. We then proceed to arrive. We go outside. We're inside the bus. Iggy has to go out for a heater momentarily, right away. Out, heater. We see a guy. His name is JJ, who is everything that Iggy is, only a little taller. They're standing next to each other. You guys saw the post. Jesse put it on the fan page. But if you had that windbreaker, you guys would have been 100% the same.
Oh, wow, you're right about that.
I didn't think that until I saw the picture, and he's got sunglasses on. He's turned sideways in his profile. I said, "My God, which one is me?" He really did look the same. Now the windbreaker thing is, I feel bad because it was a 100th anniversary PGA Championship
Yeah, you just gave that thing
from,
away.
Why'd you
from
do
Mick
it?
Ultra.
Were you drunk?
I'd only worn it like 3 times. I was tired of it. Once I got to Jamaica, that came off. The leather jacket came off. Look, it was like 20 degrees when we left.
What, did you have a suitcase? Maybe you could have put it in there?
No, I didn't have any carry-on.
Tervis Parrish says that is the laziest move of all time.
But it kept falling off. I kept trying to put it around my waist and tie it, and it kept coming unloose and falling down. I'm putting them over my shoulder. It's falling down. I know Jamaicans love things from the States, and so I saw a Jamaican outside. I said, "You think this would fit?" He goes, "Yeah, man." I said, "You want it?" "Yeah." I gave it to him. So
What a generous guy
the,
you
the
are.
100th PGA Championship
I mean,
anniversary.
something so unique. Why would you just give that away? You could have handed it to any of us, and we would have held it for you. Put it in my carry-on, what have you.
I know people at Mick Ultra. I can get another one.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right. Yeah. So there was that, and Iggy now has a best friend.
I want that guy to come on the show.
What? Tomorrow, let's make it
JJ?
happen.
Yeah.
Well, he does like 9 hours of radio a day. He was telling me yesterday, I said, "So how'd you enjoy your day?" He goes, "Oh, I worked all day. I had like 8 hours of content to put together, and then I had to send it back, and some of it wasn't working. I had to redo it." And you saw him out at the clinic.
Yeah.
He's talking to everybody. So he may be on the radio for 8 hours today. I don't know.
I'd love to have him. And he has the greatest radio voice ever. Have
Yeah,
you
he
heard him
does.
talk, Lisa?
I sure have.
Oh, my God. Dulcet tones, Doug.
Yeah, sure it is.
Not
Yeah.
as good as yours, though,
Nice
Tim.
pipe.
Really? Clip
Yeah.
that off.
He's
Bang,
a-
bang.
Where's
we
your
don't have
gong?
it going. Gong.
You forgot the oven mitt, dude. didn't
I
you?
also-
Yeah, where's the oven mitts? You
God,
couldn't get
I
him through
needed
customs?
him badly.
I forgot the pineapple from last night.
We were going to
Is
let
it
the
in
other
our room?
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
man.
we were going to let the other
Tomorrow.
shows know we
Yeah.
were here to party
Yeah.
and we were looking to play.
We're swingers.
I was carrying
They know
this
now.
damn thing around all night last night, and Doug instructed me to carry it high, walking through the lobby where like 100
wouldn't
people
you?
were watching the Chiefs and Bengals game. And then he said I should get under the TV and just sit there with it.
We had two options.
I would have given you $100 to do that, honestly.
Lisa was throwing
he
money
could
around,
either
too.
lay. I was offering up big money. He could either lay under the TV, kind of like this, but then we realized it'd be even better if we just put him in a chair, like an art installation, facing everyone who was watching the game, while he just held the pineapple. I'm like,
Stone-faced.
"How much money do you want for this? I got some cash. I can take out more cash."
Yeah. And then Doug, me and Doug came to the conclusion that we were just going to set it at a location a little bit away from us and use it as like a mosquito light and
Right,
have a
to
fly
lure-
trap and
lure
lure
other
people. And then
slaves.
and then whoever stands there at the end of the night will say, how are you doing?
It's like chum in the water.
See who's picking up what we were putting down.
There was a gentleman, we were all gathered watching the Chiefs and Bengals game last night. And there was, I'm sure you observed this, a Bengals fan who was very passionate. I assume has a number of burners on Twitter and very active on message boards, who was screaming at the television and also looking to get in a fight with some of the Chiefs fans who were there.
Agreed. And he was a very interesting combo. He had that like Brooklyn hipster, I should be wearing skinny jeans, but yet I'm like yoked. You know what I mean? Like I'm totally just jocked. And so you couldn't really figure him out, right? Didn't he have a hipster vibe with
He
the beard
did,
and
but he was
look?
so angry. And he
Angry.
was so angry.
His arms the size of my thighs.
And considering the officiating in that game, and he was a Bengals guy. I don't know if he bet on them, or I don't know if he was just loyal to the Bengals. He was raging about what was going on throughout the course of the game, and walked up to the Chiefs fans and said, "Here's your ticket to the Super Bowl. This is a joke." And then he just left before they even had the final kickoff with 3 seconds
He left
left.
with 3 seconds
Yes,
left.
that's correct.
And last night when we had our bedtime conversation before we went to bed, we were just kind of laughing about certain things. We were trying to figure out how that guy dresses for work. And I don't know if you guys decided to do this yet, but did you open that interesting thing of cookies that's on the dresser in your room?
No.
Did you
Oh,
open
no,
that?
I've not.
No, I'm taking mine back for Learn.
Oh,
Wow, what a stunning moment. Jesse's just shaking her head like Wainwright to
9:15
Melina
Central
She
before
doesn't have a restraining order on him yet,
before
does she?
Melina wanted fastball. Wainwright said, "No, we're going with the curveball." That's what the look was.
Oh,
She
Uncle
just-
Charlie.
well, this gentleman, when you can steal the spotlight in a room full of radio takesmiths, you've had yourself quite a little evening.
and he did.
Yeah. Because we all spit hot takes. But to do it at that decibel level, quite impressive.
This has become the land of takes.
The island of takesmiths.
Look, I get following your team and rooting for your team. But you're in Jamaica. You're on vacation. How do you get so upset with that you're screaming in a bar with a bunch of people on vacation, acting like an idiot? I don't get it. I don't know.
You
Well,
weren't. You can see it though, right?
You were in
I didn't
bed.
watch the game.
I
I
mean, you
didn't-
were
you
on
weren't
your
there.
you were on your
I
lanai fishing for
Vomit.
a suitor.
for drunkards.
I love sports, and it's a big game. It's the winner's going to the Super Bowl, but I couldn't care less. I'm down here to relax. I really didn't care who won.
You didn't watch it
Although
all.
I told you Kansas City was going to win by a field goal.
Look at that. He had inside word.
He did tell me that.
He
I'm
did?
not gonna
Yeah.
deny. He
Bengals.
did. He's a brilliant man at times.
That's how I'm doing so well in pick six.
Nice drop, KG in O-Town.
Yeah, well done.
Let me see. I want to tell the people about VIP Auto. That's at Tommy Sabolka. What a gentleman he is. What a wonderful gentleman he is. He needs to get down to Sandals Ochi here in Jamaica. He deserves it. He's a fine person and a wonderful sponsor. VIP Auto Accessories. That's commercial van and truck upfitting. It's van and truck upfitting for commercial fleet vehicles. And Tommy wants you to call him directly. So that way you got a contact. 314-428-3900 or email him at tommy.cibulka@vipautoaccessories.com. VIP Auto Accessories is your one-stop full-service shop for all your auto accessory needs. They do van and truck upfitting for commercial fleet vehicles, provide graphic solutions for vehicles, retail office space, floors, windows, and more, and have a full array of public safety solutions, including for EMS and police fleets. VIP is now a full-service operation, providing top-quality service and the ability to get it done now. It is remote start season, so when it's cold in St. Louis and your car is freezing when you get in, get that remote start set up at VIP Auto Accessories. 314-428-3900 or email them at tommy.cibulka at VIP Auto Accessories. And, of course, the great Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Doug, you saw him address millions in Berlin and said, what did he say, Mr. Gorbachev?
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And since then, he has opened up a financial
Different guy.
business.
Different guy
Jackson
entirely.
says he's the great communicator and the great
Ronald
communicator.
Reagan.
Yeah, Doug, I always agree with you when you say, man, that Mark Hanna is the great communicator.
Yep.
I was like, Doug, you're right.
Yep.
I've
He
never
is.
once said that.
Nope, you said it, and you're right, and we agree. 314-889-0503 is how you can talk to the great communicator. It's Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies. Everyone needs a financial advisor. If there's one thing that you learn from this show, outside of the definition of a cuck, it's that you need a financial advisor. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how much money you make. You need a financial advisor. You have no idea how grateful you will be. Jackson, in 20 years, you're going to be sitting on, I think, billions. I know
Billions.
Lisanne thinks he's
Really?
billions.
Yeah, billions.
He's that good?
He's that good.
Billions.
For real.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Billions.
What he
On
can
a
do for
radio
you, Doug,
salary.
this is what the great communicator can do for you.
Yep.
He's actually going to be still radio salary, but the influencer work it's going to start
Yep,
coming his way.
yep.
Brands are going to be chasing him down. He's going to be
Yep.
turning things down.
Yep.
Outnumbering. I mean, just
Yeah.
it's unlimited. I really see it. And
High
also,
ceiling guy.
Yeah,
Look-
real underdog story.
We may get a plastic surgeon to want to offer him to change his hair life.
Are you looking to have that
we do
done?
a docu-series of the whole thing.
Maybe something a little less invasive. I'm not trying to get sliced
Oh,
up.
are you gonna wear a?
No, I wouldn't do that.
A
I don't-
toupee. No, we
that's
can't
not,
do that.
That's not for
Would
me.
that be is a gentleman wearing a toupee a turn on?
Not at all. What we have not yet
That seemed like an
decided is-
Instacall.
Tell us how you really feel.
What if he goes? Because usually you can tell they don't look
I
great.
know.
It's
My
like
dad loves spotting what he calls hair hats. He goes, Timmy over there. Hair hat.
Oh,
Look at that
my
thing.
God.
Look at that thing. That thing just died. He put it on his head.
have we considered the Johnny Sins option where he just
Shaves
shaves
the head.
it all and
Well,
looks amazing?
that's the direction it's going to go. But
Right.
he worries that he has light or not present facial hair. And so that's what he's concerned. You're going to own it, and the ladies are going to love your style,
He's
boy.
almost translucent now.
But if I'm like totally hairless in the face and head, I
Porpoise.
feel like that's just no good.
But isn't that what Johnny Sins is?
he has
he's
a beard,
totally
doesn't
fairly-
he?
And he has a large crank,
He
right?
lets it.
Oh.
Yes, he does. It's fantastic. He does let it grow out, but you could always use a little dye. But I'm just saying, your blue eyes, with the sun
Oh.
glistening on your head, could be really special.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But until I can grow a little bit of facial hair, I'm not locked into doing that. I can grow facial hair. It just doesn't really connect. It's kind of a weird color.
If you can't grow it now, it's probably not
So
going to happen
cute.
for you.
Doug,
I love
what
him.
happened to optimism? I mean,
Well,
we're
by
in,
24, you got the facial hair that you're going to have. I think.
You don't know that.
Oh, well, I don't know that, but from past experience, I can tell. I barely even have to shave.
Really?
Yeah, if I went 3 days without shaving, you wouldn't notice it.
You shaved that bush, boy?
Porpoise.
Answer the question, Doug.
Yeah. Everybody send in your emails the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today. And we'll wrap up the Mark Hanna live read here. 314-889-0503 or go online at evergreenstl.com. Jackson hit big yesterday in the Pick Six podcast, and now he might be taking money out of my pocket. I'm very unhappy about it. He had Miles Sanders to score the first touchdown at plus 900, and it hit yesterday. And now what? You're like $200 back of me, if that.
Yeah, I can pull up the official numbers right now. But yeah, that was a huge plus 900. We were sitting after the golf round, and you're like, "Oh, the Eagles are up 7-0." I was like, "Who scored?" He said, "Miles Sanders." I was like, "That's very big."
Because
for
we
Pick
both
Six.
bet on the Eagles.
Right. Yeah.
And I was happy to see that, completely unaware
Right,
that you
so,
had that. Now, Jackson bought out of the bet, though, so he's already paid me $200. So, but while I'm protected, I still am planning on getting the other $250 from G Unit,
Yep.
$250 from Prod Joe, $250 from Gangster Pete, and Ken, you withdrew from the contest I didn't think you had to pay, but producer Joe says you do have to pay.
It's like $6,000 at this point, isn't it?
Well, producer Joe isn't the one who won, so he has no say-so in the matter.
But you owe six large?
I don't know anything.
Because you saw that you were losing, so you just backed out. Now I say no.
I didn't like my the answer I was given why I didn't win Croatia. They won the game and it was plus 800, and I was told I lost.
Oh boy.
So I said I'm done.
Wow, your life.
But what
Lisa
about the
Ann.
money that you would owe by not winning?
Oh, God. At least he's shooting a shot.
What?
Because you know what? I've got to be the backboard of everyone's life. I am a living backboard.
Lisa Ann showed me your DMs, and you took a picture with this gentleman, and now
yesterday, and now it's a good
now he's in a
morning,
DM.
beautiful. Like, are we on a good morning? Like, what?
Wow.
And then the dinner words, beautiful. Like that, it's even sappier. I would if he would have wrote, "What's the word?"
You would have been all over it. Where can I meet you?
I would have thrown a smiley face back.
What's the word?
And given him a word of the day.
So if a gentleman is to slide into DMs, what they should say is, "What's the word?"
It's
Good morning.
hilarious. You know what one of my guy friends does is when a girl keeps hitting him up on social media, he finally hits her back and he says, "Can I make your second dream come true?" And she's like, "Well, what's the first?" He's like, "You were dreaming of me responding to
Wonderful.
your messages." I'm like, that is so lame. He's like, but it makes them laugh, and they always write back.
God, that's the move. I guess that's the move.
Yeah.
Jackson should write a book on game.
He's got that kind of game?
Yep.
Game recognized game. Hoes do too.
I don't know. I think.
All you need around here is a decent lanai.
Yeah. And just shout, "What's the word?" from behind the
I didn't
nearest
say anything.
shrubbery.
She said hi to me.
She spotted you up there like an owl, peering down.
What were you wearing, by the way?
Like highlighter color shirts.
I put on a pair of shorts and a red Callaway kind of like T-shirt thing.
Always branding.
Sunday
I
red.
mean, nothing special. I wasn't sitting there in my gilded underwear and no shirt on.
You have gilded underwear?
So many libraries.
What about a Speedo?
I didn't. I didn't even bring a swimsuit. I packed everything. I was going to go to the pool the other day. I didn't even bring a swimsuit. I brought 5 pairs of shorts. I have no swimsuit in there.
Yeah,
You got an extra.
we did go to the
They're
pool
tight.
the first day, and I said, "Iggy, hop in the water. It feels great." And you said, "I have no swimsuit."
I don't know what happened. I mean, I have two.
Because you're so used to jumping in
Well, I
naked
had-
when you come
yeah.
here.
Is it possible you gave it away at the airport?
No, it was in my carry-on, but I didn't pack it.
Oh.
Imagine
I've
him walking
always-
through, accustomed to shooting it.
Shooting the string.
I've always had
Just
a
wear the
swimsuit.
khakis into the pool.
I'm not doing that.
Is that Hoosier? Is that a Hoosier move?
I mean, I can go 2 days without swimming. It's no big deal. I can go sit on a lawn chair by the beach in a pair of shorts. It's no big deal.
No.
But if I want to go swimming, I don't have any swim trunks.
The number of the listeners are so curious about the over-under. Plowboy and I have converted. The number was 2.5. Jackson, what would you set if this were a money line now for one more conversion? What would you set it at?
Plus 260.
Wow, I think that's a good number.
Plus 260. It intrigues you, like, ooh, that looks juicy.
Yeah,
But then you
I feel
still
like-
question it.
I feel like that's something I would throw something on.
Yeah, plus 260. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think.
Who do you think's more likely to get that conversion?
Well, I was unaware of the story. Iggy just pointed to me, so I'll go with him. Yeah, but I think I am more likely.
Iggy pointed to
But
himself or
to myself,
yeah.
to me. But I think Iggy, like, there's some, some ladies out here who might fancy the cut of his jib.
Well, they would have to come to me. I'm not
No.
going to work on it.
But that happens
I'm not
anyway.
going
Not the
out.
answer.
I'm not going out and saying, "Well, I need to get to 3. We need to beat the 2.5. I'm going to work at it tonight." I don't. If I'm sitting and having dinner and some girl chats me up and we have a good time, or
Happens all the time.
I'm sitting and have a red stripe after dinner down by the pool or something, and somebody chats me up, then fine. But I'm not going to go, "Oh, I'm going to go talk
I have a
to
follow-up.
her." I don't go talk to women.
Lisa Ann has a follow-up. Ken.
In the unboxing experience of December of 2022, many gifts were sent to Iggy, and I thought a very important gift from myself was the Book of Positions. So the question, of course, that I must ask here is, with this lanai experience, suitor does not throw up, comes up to the room, do you then break into, I only do one position,
Yeah.
or do you not allow the person to pivot and switch it up?
Good question. Really?
Yeah, I'm not changing. I mean, I loved your book, and thank you for that. It was 98 positions, and I'm only using one.
I thought you would operate two, cowgirl and reverse
Well,
cowgirl.
I'm using one position. I'm laying on my back.
Right.
They can only use 2.
Right.
So this book would be no use to them. They could say, "Hey, what about that?" No.
That reverse cowgirl's a whole thing, isn't it?
It is, especially if it's like a large, I can say the BOO word, right? Boob?
Yeah.
Okay, I just said it. If it's a large movie, they want you that way so you can face the camera. It's usually about the theme.
So if Roderick were riding reverse cowgirl, he'd be
usually you walk in, you're like,
Roderick?
is this a butt or a boob feature? Is it where it's the focus on, from the title, and then you're like, okay, so I know you want me facing this way or this way, but, he's not going to have a camera. But there is a mirror you can angle kind of from the room, the bed. If you do catty corner on that one side, it's not really straight above the bed. It's right over there, but I still think, try a different one. You're in a different place.
Yeah.
Well, any position where I'm just laying there, they can try whatever they want.
I'm just picturing in my head just a girl walking in, and Iggy's almost like coffin style, just like laying down, and like you have to do everything. And
You can ride, just know the ride isn't moving. I've never done a show in 20 years. Doug calls it a Hall of Fame career, too, and I appreciate that. Looking out on the Caribbean Sea when a Tootsie Roll Pop just came flying across the table, and the gentleman just begins to suckle upon it. And that's what's going on with the Plowhawk right now.
It's a great, I just love Tootsie Pops. And what's also great is people don't realize when you're looking at the wrappers and they're the Native American shooting the star with an arrow.
Oh, right. I didn't know that was going on.
You can collect 50 of these, send them in the mail to headquarters in Chicago, and get yourself a free pack of Tootsie Pops.
Oh, the return on investment.
Look at you. So have you saved a bunch of them?
Oh, yeah, I've done that, yeah.
So what number are you at? Are you close to 50?
You hammered like 5 on the golf course yesterday.
I keep them all, so I'll be at 50 here soon enough, yeah. It's a great deal.
I turned back on the plane when we were on the way over there, and Plowsy just all the way in his mouth. He has like a Tootsie Pop, and he's laughing his ass off. I look back at
They're great flavors, and I thought it was great on the golf course.
Yeah, it
Have
was.
a bad hole, get yourself a little pop.
Yeah, reward yourself.
Reward yourself. Iggy, you had a situation on the flight down here with a lady. You were in a row with a baby, and then the lady fell asleep on you like it was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and you were Neil Page, and they were Del Griffith?
Yeah, I can't blame people for the babies. They have no control over that.
That's right.
Their ears don't pop, so I get that. But there was a baby next to me. There was a baby in front of me. And then this lady just passed out, and her head was like, and I'm not going to say, move it, will you?
Her head was on you?
Yeah.
Right on my shoulder.
Iggy was on the other side of the aisle from us. We saw it.
I'm not going to say anything. I mean, it wasn't bothering me.
She probably wanted you too.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
She wasn't bad looking.
No, of course.
But
Jackson's shaking his head like Jesse now.
But hey, you get tired on an airplane. I'm not going to push you up. Hey, wake up and get out of here. Nah, just if you're comfortable, fine. I'm just minding my own business. That's fine. I don't do much on a plane. Just sit there.
That's your move in bed and on plane.
But we're in American Airlines, so I had plenty of leg room. I could move around a little bit without having to take her off my head. So
you just did like a flick gesture, like a bug had landed.
I wasn't gonna get out. I let her sleep and lay there. So, the babies. What can you do?
Did she drool on you while she was sleeping?
No, her head was kind of facing that way, but it's just her side of her head was on me. So. Anyway, we got a guest coming up, but that was I don't care if that makes her happy to sleep like that. Let her sleep.
This way,
wouldn't that have been?
JJ, our guest.
We will have him on. But who is sitting down with us here right now, the water sports manager, which will lead to another conversation we will have Lisa in. But right here is Ronaldo Douglas. Ronaldo, good morning.
Morning. How you doing?
We are wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Tell us about all of the different options, because we're going on the catamaran later on today, and I'm sure a number of our listeners would love to find out what they can do here at Sandals Ochi.
For sure. We have a fun-filled package here at Sandals Ochi. We have one of the most comprehensive water sports programs you can ever ask for. I'm going to split it down for you guys.
All right.
I'm going to go non-motorized and then motorized.
All right.
For non-motorized, those are activities you can walk up to the shop and sign up right away. We have the Hobie Cats. Those are the sailboats. If you don't know how to sail, we'll teach you. If you know how to sail, you take your boat, you head on out.
Doug is this gentleman here, Doug Vaughn.
Right.
He's a great...
Have you ever had anyone sail on out and then they need help to get back in?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah, we have a rescue boat on standby. We're always on the water just watching it.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's good, because you could float that way and run into Cuba, I suppose.
I think that's...
right?
In about 2.5 hours.
Oh, really?
Wow.
If you have some strong wind with you. But for sure, we have quite a bit of activities. I'll continue on the run. We have snorkeling.
Oh, nice.
Glass bottom boats. Scuba diving is a major thing for us here. We're a PADI dive center, and when I say dive center, I mean career dive center. So we train all the way up to instructor level here at Sandals Ochi. And if you're not certified, don't worry, we can get you certified. But if you're certified, you can also dive for free. It's all included in your package.
Oh, wow.
For
nice.
sure.
Yeah, I saw the dive boat out there. The dive boat is nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
a
I love
nice
that scuba
46-foot Newton dive boat, specifically designed for diving. You know, we have all the gear you would need. You don't need to bring anything with you. It's vacation. You just come on down, sign up, and head on out.
Oh, that is so
Do you
wonderful.
scuba dive yourself?
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
What's down there? What do you see down there?
Awesome. I'm going to talk about reef a little bit.
Okay.
Here we have fish sanctuary in place currently. So all the reef here is protected. No fishing within inside the reef. And what you're seeing here is a very good resurgence of fish biomass, if I may say. Our guests are experiencing the recovery of the reef. We were, victim to overfishing for some period
wow,
of time.
all right.
So we're seeing a very healthy reef rebounding currently right now.
Huh. So you can't just fish right here off the beach because that's inside the reef.
Exactly, sir.
All right.
You
And
ever
that
see-
reef is out where the water's breaking, right?
Right. And the fish sanctuary extends a little bit further behind, probably another 300 feet there about.
You ever see any sharks down there?
Yeah.
You're not scared.
No, not at all. Sharks are very inquisitive, but they're not looking for us at all. They stay away.
Yeah.
We see dolphins. We're looking at a lot of turtles these days.
Oh yeah.
In this time of year, when the water is a little bit colder, we have a lot of visiting fish on the way passing by.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of fish visit?
So, have you heard about grouper?
Of course.
Yeah, man. So when the groupers
Those
are
things
on,
can be monsters.
exactly when the groupers are on the run, you see all the boats out there.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's
Is that
trying to
right?
catch
Everybody's
a
trying to
grouper.
catch those things.
Yeah.
Doug, have you ever seen how big those things can get?
I
My
have, yeah.
God
Yeah.
almighty, they're huge.
And then
And
they
if you
wind
don't-
up for lunch over here.
Exactly.
That's the way it works.
And if you don't want to dive, I mean, snorkel 200 yards out, and you're going to see a ton of fish right out there.
Exactly. You can actually snorkel within our swim area and see a ton of fish.
Oh, really?
For sure.
Oh, that's super cool, too.
Yeah, man.
A lot of different options. All right, so we've gone through the non-motorized. What about the motorized water
Well,
sports?
actually, the diving and the snorkeling, that's considered motorized. Some of the other non-motorized, which I kind of skipped over just there, the paddle boards, the kayaks,
nice.
wind sailing, all that stuff is there. We have aqua trikes as well. If you're inclined to take a serious workout, you can jump on a aqua trike and paddle your way against the wind.
Oh,
that's cool.
My goodness.
And
Yeah.
no jet skis, though, right?
No jet skis.
That's a
You don't need that.
Sandals Lake of the Ozarks.
You got everything else.
Yeah.
No, I mean, this ocean's not really good for... I'm sure our listeners want to know, do they have jet skis? So I asked the question.
Yeah.
Our listeners, they're so wealthy, they all have jet skis down at the lake.
But they don't bring them with them when they come
Hey,
here.
here
That's
comes
why
some
I-
waves.
You
I'm
check
trying
that
to
bag.
launch
Yeah,
myself.
Just oversized luggage
you
would be
check.
Doug. That would be that other
Yeah.
side of the
I
airport.
guess
Yeah.
it would be.
Can I tell you?
Ronaldo Douglas, water sports manager here at Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. What a wonderful place this is, and we have really enjoyed our stay and looking forward to the next couple days and the catamaran that we get to go out on
Later today.
today.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
my
you guys
goodness.
are going to have a blast.
It's the best. Thank you so much. Everybody here is so friendly. The place is incredible. Thank you so much for your time this morning. And
Thank you
and
for
this
having
stuff.
me.
Thank you very much. That is Ronaldo Douglas with
Thank
us
you,
here
Ronaldo.
on. Yeah, listen to the gallery. Thank you, Plowhawk.
A round of
That is a
applause.
nice gallery here.
Hey, can I ask one last question to Ronaldo?
It's up to you, Ronaldo. I don't know.
Well, real quickly, because I know you said this protected area, no fishing.
Yeah.
Is there any place without going out on a fishing charter that you can go off a dock somewhere and fish?
This is an Iggy personal question.
Yeah,
right
because
now.
I would
Without
like to
going
fish
on a
little bit.
fishing charter, not within these waters.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that answered my question.
How would you feel if you saw a gentleman fishing in the koi pond near the lobby? Would that be a problem for you? Because there might be a suspect right here.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, he might be brought in by the law. Ronaldo, thank you so much.
Respect, guys.
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.
There he is, Ronaldo Douglas, water sports manager here at Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. We are broadcasting live. It is 9:36 in St. Louis, which means we are 10 minutes away from the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. KG in O-Town is nearly done with his first ever running of the board on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. KG in O-Town, how are things in St. Louis? How are things both weather-wise and then also on the board for you? There's tripping going on out there, Lisa Ann. Oh, yeah, we got a texter who rides around on a dirt bike. His name's Little Tommy Tribbins.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, he's precious. He's a very mean-spirited texter, but he's 8.
Oh, wow. I love him already. He's got
Ornery
a
already.
future on this
It
show.
does.
KG, I know this was a lot of pressure. You did say that you were going to sleep in said studio. I feel, I'm just on my take here, great work, and really
Yeah.
happy. I know the first day of doing anything new is always a lot of pressure. We're here, you're there, but you're slaying this thing. So I'm sorry you can't be in the listener awards. You're out of that category. You really got to grind, and I'm getting a lot of love on YouTube about the fact that who goes to a resort and doesn't bring swim trunks.
I like how you called that a lot of love. If that's the case, this show gets a lot of love.
It's nothing but love.
Well,
in
you
fact.
don't know me very well because for 20 straight years I didn't wear swim trunks when I went on vacation.
There you go, Lisa Ann. Oh my God, I have never seen you so turned on.
You were expecting a nude pool here?
No, but when I go on vacation, I wasn't used to throwing swim trunks in there.
Oh.
But I did say to you the other day that nobody's going to give you a hard time if you swam naked. I would just be like,
I
let
would
him
love
be.
to be around for that.
I believe they would.
Kind of using a periscope, though, but I would love to watch the reaction.
I believe they would because the ladies can't even get topless here. So if a single dude swimming naked in the pool, I'm sure something would be done.
But what if he's shorn like a dolphin?
Oh.
Does
Flip that off. KG, could you snag that?
Well, naked's naked. It doesn't matter how much shrubs you have.
Did you also see some listeners are very concerned already to plan their calendars around the Dotem for this year?
Oh, wow. I don't know if has there been an announcement. There has been an announcement on it? No, there has not. But of course is happening. Are you going to be able to make it?
Obviously, it's like a religion to
Oh,
me at
really?
this point in time. I
Lisa Ann is truly the greatest.
What a little treat.
I mean, at this point, why don't you just move to St. Louis and be on the show, honestly?
It's a consideration, you know.
There's so much more going on than in New York.
Yeah. The energy level.
Yeah.
And the views are almost the same too. Like,
Better, I
we
would
have
say.
high rises.
Yeah. And the feeling you get on a 98-degree day when you give a standing ovation to somebody who spent a half a season with the Cardinals and he's about 5'6" and hit $180. I mean, it's euphoria.
Halfway through a helmet
Pinnacle of life.
nacho. Obviously.
Pinnacle of life.
Yeah.
Look,
Just give it some consideration.
I am.
Nothing compares. You may say, I look out my window, I can see Central Park. We can get you an apartment overlooking Francis Park.
Yeah, that's true.
kidding.
That's true.
Catty
It's,
corner to the Merrimack, river to Pear.
it's all there.
Waterfront.
Sandwiches aplenty.
Let's see what we got here. Can Lisa Ann provide any tips as to how I can follow her on Instagram without then instantly being inundated by bot account requests fresh out of Riyadh? That's from Carlos Spicy Winter.
So Carlos, here's the thing. You know when it splashes when you're done, sometimes it gets a little bit out of control. Like the run over, like that extra. That's what it's like when you follow me on social media. Because as you hit that follow button, you get all of the splashes from around. It's, It just lands everywhere. And next, and it's sad. And I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. They are fierce. And I don't know who they are, but they are aggressive, and they want you to give them inside information on me. I feel like we should buy a bunch of fake phone numbers and just start selling them to these people.
Oh,
But I know
that's
that
not-
it's scam culture. I could be on a documentary on Netflix
Wow.
if we make it big. We might become like billionaires. You know what I mean?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like the OnlyFans model where, because we have one of our listeners, I don't know if you've met Doug's Glue Guzzler. His wife is on OnlyFans, and so they think they're texting with his wife, and it turns out he's essentially getting these gentlemen off as he texts with them.
Oh.
Yes, that's how most of the pages are
that right?
operated. You know, girls
Yeah.
are busy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They got to have somebody else doing
Yeah.
it. But it's got to be an interesting job as a guy to really play into the mindset as a guy. Like what words properly to use. Do you use sweetie? Do you use that sexy? Do you use hot? What emojis a guy would use
Right.
versus a woman? I would think you would know, but I don't think they know.
So they start with "Sup, how are you?" and then you say, "How's that hole, boy?"
You say, what's the word?
Yeah, you say, "What's the word?" That's when you know it's hot immediately.
And the guy goes, "Oh, I'm done."
Yeah, thank you. And then more money flies in.
Yep.
I mean, we could all do it.
You charge a good $10 for that. What's the word right there?
Right, and then you
That's
charge
odd.
more as the more texts come in. Charge by the word, basically.
And then Mark Hanna turns this HD2 producer into a billionaire.
That's correct. Doug, there it
It's a
is.
simple
works.
formula. It's
Okay.
just got to be executed.
Yeah.
And then you can take whoever you want, probably multitudes of ladies, to Andrea's. Oh my goodness, Andrea's. Iggy is the chef extraordinaire here on the program. You are a huge fan of Andrea's, and you should be. That steak sauce is phenomenal. Now they're coming out with a barbecue sauce in the month of February. It's Andrea's Steakhouse. Oh my goodness.
I mean, I've been promoting Andrea's steak sauce for many years because it is the only thing I use. And there's other kind of rubs out there you can use. I put it on bologna. If I fry bologna, I put that on there and I fry bologna, anything. But the ribeye I had from, God, how many long ago was it?
Excuse me?
Month or so ago.
2 weeks ago. Brush Creek Valley sent me all my food, and the ribeye I marinated in the Andrea steak sauce before I ate it. It was tremendous.
tasty.
Yeah, but you go out to the restaurant. The restaurant, the ribeye, I said, is the size of my head. You won't finish it. I mean, our listeners will. I
nice.
couldn't. I ate half, and I took the other half home. So tremendous.
Andreas.com/menu. You can check out that menu. Come as you are or as you aren't. Hoodies, hats, gray sweatpants, and tennis shoes are discouraged, but they'll still serve you. They kind of get who they're talking to. It's Max, and he is the owner, and he listens to the show, and he is making his wife pay for this advertising, and she says that's a financial cuck. That's what the copy says, a financial cuck. Yeah. You ever heard of a
That's hot.
financial cuck? Yeah, that's how it is hot.
Isn't there something? There's some kind of financial
dominance.
Yeah, there's.
Boom.
That's really.
Oh,
popular.
I'm not
It is
aware of
it
this.
is-
What is?
It's Findom.
Findom. Tell me
Findom.
about Findom. What is that?
It's financial dominance. It's
So what is the
when,
situation?
the woman is extremely bossy and very controlling, and whether it's the guy wants to be bashed or made to seem weak, or whether he wants to seem wealthy, they play into it very well. There's quite a few. There's a girl, Bratty Nikki. That you can
Bratty
look up,
Nikki.
that does this, and she's fantastic of it. She has really long legs. I look at her photos all the time. She shoots them, and then I see like, oh, I could see how that would get a guy to be like, let me have this girl just humiliate me financially, and then she makes a ton of money from them for this humiliation. It's all works.
So she just calls them broke boys, right?
Yeah, and then they pay her more.
Well, and they're turned on by that.
I guess.
Very much so.
Well, we don't kink shame
We
on the
don't.
show, but I'm
We
kind of
don't.
surprised by that kink.
Are you?
Yeah.
A kink that surprises
Yeah,
you.
well, the one here, let me ask you about this. We've probably talked about it before. I get, even though it isn't my thing, hey, God bless, whatever. The water sports thing, not the one we were talking about with Ronaldo, but, you know. But I assume that's either a sub-dom psychology.
Yes.
So I get it, whatever. But the furries, what are we doing there?
You know, when I was an agent, I booked Johnny Sins for a furry scene.
So Johnny shows up as a gerbil.
So it was, when he first started with me, you know, he was new. So, you know, I had just found him, and he was getting work here and there, I remember explaining it to him, and they were going to pay a ton of money because they know it's a difficult scene to do. And I'm like, it's going to be hot and this and that. And I remember the phone call. Whenever there was something he never wanted to do again, I would normally be on the phone with him his entire drive-in traffic from the set.
Because he's bitching about it.
Yes. And I'm hearing all of the reasons why, and that I'd never live this down, and that he was not taking this to his grave, and then all of these things. And so it's an ongoing joke. When I see that, I think of that. But I don't really understand it either. But again, we don't kink shame here.
That's right, Doug.
Sometimes I do. Yeah, that's
You
stupid.
shouldn't, though.
But the
Because that's
questions,
stupid.
I'd love to find a group that we could interview. Okay, it'd be great. I want to know all the things. Like, do you rent these outfits? Do you own them? How do you get them clean? When you go to the cleaner,
Well,
do you tell them it could
how do
be
you
icky?
perform the acts, right?
Things open up.
Wonderful.
Drop seats, Tim. Drop
Yeah.
seats.
You stay in the full outfit, but things open up. The important parts come out for air.
This
okay?
was a storyline on Entourage once, where
Yes,
where
it was.
Turtle was going to be a furry to win a
Yes.
bet, similar to a bet kind of similar to here. Didn't want to go through with it, so Johnny Drama did the act
Yes.
as a bunny.
Yes.
And it's a furry, Doug.
It's a furry.
It's sick. We don't have to just say, "Oh, that's fine because you like it." Let's be real. It's sick.
I think it's a way for the non-attractive people to have sex because you don't.
But Johnny
really see
Sins is a
anything.
sharp-looking guy, is he not?
Right, but they just needed a good performer
Ah,
because
I
you have to be
see.
a good performer to shoot
Ah,
that
Yeah,
because
it
it's
it's tough
twice
to take it seriously.
twice as hot.
Yeah.
With the lights are on you and you're in that
Yeah.
outfit.
So like a
it's-
little cavern opens up and there goes
Yeah.
the weed.
Don't
The
say cavern.
important parts come out to play. Now, Iggy, would you ever consider if, let's say, Dillian comes to you?
Lisa knows
and
right
she
where to go.
says,
I'll
Iggy,
do
I've been
whatever she
thinking
wants. You
about
didn't even
that
ask the
night
question.
for your birthday that I was at your place and I made a comment about your bed. And you didn't bring me over to it, and I wanted to be on it. And I realized that now I'm a furry, and I want you to be a furry for me on your bed. What would you say to Dillian?
Well, of course, I'd say yes.
So you would be a furry. What animal would you dress up as for Dillian?
Probably a dolphin.
How about a sloth?
A sloth.
Maybe
He says yes.
maybe a kangaroo.
A dolphin.
Oh, so
Yeah,
hot.
dolphin could be nice.
What a scene that would be. Plowek, you can put that on your OnlyFans. You are deep-throating that Tootsie Roll Pop. My God.
I really want to get to the Tootsie, you know.
Yeah, the sweet chocolate.
I love the patience that you're not biting into it.
Yeah.
You're just
What
sucking it.
discipline.
I waited till it's full Tootsie, so it's all nice and brown. Doug, you like that, right?
Well, I know you got to get through that in a hurry so that you can collect more wrapper. Save a buck.
Is that a grape joint?
Yeah, it's a grape joint.
I like that.
I like the brown one though. Like
Yeah, the chocolate one's
chocolate
the
one's
best flavor.
Yeah, I
fire.
kind of like that too. Caller Buzz says, I have been a furry before. I had the Truman head and paws, and it was super hot. That's
Oh,
what
that-
Caller
wow.
Buzz.
Well, if you just have the head, are you still a furry, or do you need the full outfit? Like with just if I just wore a mascot
Hey,
head.
Sam, look at this.
No, I don't think that
I
would
mean,
make
what
you-
is Dillian doing?
That's a
She
massive
is eating
burrito.
a massive burrito. I mean,
And there's a picture of me.
people
after
eat.
that.
You love her so much.
he does. And she was interested in it
And
too.
she made a comment about the bet. Now, if she would have said, "What's the word?"
Yeah. Oh, you wouldn't know what to do.
Well, see, the problem is that I have, and I can't read porn stars. She had a great time when she was here. Had a great time on the patio.
Bill and I.
Went out and saw her feature, and then she gave me her big banner that they take to all their clubs, and she gave me that, signed it. Still have it at home. And but then she changed her number after she got rid of Leo, and I think it's because she
Who
had
the
a new,
hell's
she
Leo?
had-
You know Leo? Do
I
you
know all
actually?
about these guys in the suitcase. Yeah.
Suitcase pimps?
yeah, she
Mount
was
Rushmore of suitcase pimps.
Gotta do what?
Laney was her publicist for a period of time.
Yes, she was. Bitch, she never paid lady.
But she
Oh, Iggy. So you and Dillian have something in common.
You know that I did lunch with Dillian, and she brought her boyfriend without asking my permission. I made him stand outside on the sidewalk and not.
That's
sit
an
at the table.
agent cock.
You know this, right? He had to hold the dog. We go to a really nice restaurant in Santa Monica, like beautiful. I make reservations weeks in advance. It's me, her, Lainey, and someone else. And the guy shows up, and I'm like, no. He must stand over there where we can see him and not bother our breakfast or brunch or lunch.
Yeah, but she then after that, I guess she moved back to Florida because she had moved to Philadelphia where Leo lived. I'm sure she hated that coming from Florida to go live in 20-degree weather.
Great buffer, though, to move her to St. Louis. You get her in to get the California out of her system.
Yeah.
St. Louis don't seem no bad.
St. Louis is next
Well,
up.
I even asked her because when we were talking at the AVNs, I said, why did you move to Philadelphia? She goes, well, that's where Leo is, and we're doing a lot of stuff there, and he's the only agent I've ever had that's not trying to get down my pants.
Oh.
So I trust him, and he thought it'd be better if I come to Philadelphia. I'm staying at his house. We're doing a lot of stuff here. But then she moved back to Florida, changed her number, and multiple times I've DM'd her and said, hey, give me a call when you get a minute. I want to chat, and I've never gotten a call. So
Maybe she doesn't remember, so you should prop up everything around you. Remember me? You gave me the banner at the club that you signed.
Yeah, to stand out a little bit, because I'm sure you guys get
We get
DMs
a
on
lot
that.
of DMs. You got to stand out. You've got to give us that. Oh yeah, that's right. I met you at a Starbucks or something like this.
no, if she doesn't remember who I am, then I'm not going to say, do you remember me?
But that might be your only way to get it
She
done.
has comments and liked some of my
So
tweets.
she's alive. She's
So
got a lifeline on
There
her.
we
so,
go.
So she's following me and sees some of the stuff and knows me and likes it. So
Does she
knows
know that
who
you
I am.
truly love her?
I don't think
I
so,
don't
Lisa.
truly love her.
But I mean, she is. If you could be with one
I'm
woman right
infatuated
now,
with her, but I'm not in love.
Would
Okay,
you
well,
do
there you
more
go.
than just lay on your back if it was Dillian?
oh, nice
I
question.
Thank
probably
you.
would. I probably would change my mantra.
Whoa. That's
I like how
big.
you're
Wow.
describing it as a mantra.
I heard a whoa.
Would you?
So you burn
It's right
calories
next
for
to
that
you.
broad? Nice.
I think I came from Plowsy.
No, I can go Jackson.
he's
her
got
voice
he's
over
got-
there.
he's still got that Tootsie Roll.
I can see the
actually some
brown.
brown.
Yeah, he's starting to see some brown. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. We're giving away tickets to the St. Louis Golf Expo.
4 tickets.
4 tickets. How
4
do you
tickets.
do? Doing great. I appreciate you asking. I know what. That was a lie. I lie. I'm telling myself. You see, my boyfriend and I have always had the same rule. 2-state minimum. If we are at least 2 states apart, it ain't cheating. And my guy is a horny one. No doubt in my mind, he shattered the over on the 2.5 Vegas numbers. He probably ripped off his khakis in the lobby upon arrival and gave anally to
Okay.
random passerbys.
All right, that's enough.
That's from Ivana. Then the last name is Manditch.
Ivana Mandish. She's new. Not going to win either.
Guys, I'm a broke boy looking for a furry fin dom.
Oh.
But as a walrus person, I have a big appetite. So I guess my question is, does anyone have a nice fried bologna and steak sauce recipe? Please advise. And one more question for the plowboy. How does the sushi in Jamaica compare to the world's best sushi down in Imperial, Missouri? Once again, I'm enjoying the show. Thanks. That's from the JV Golf Coach.
Soy was phenomenal. The sushi was
Boy,
the best.
man,
That was the
for
best I ever
real.
had. The wasabi was on point. I gotta say, Imperial still has bomb sushi, but it doesn't compare to this. Not even
This is
close.
the first time I tried sushi. and I thought it was outstanding.
I'm a bit of a sushi snob. I'm sure you are. You might not want to say it though. And I thought that was really good last night.
I agree with you.
That
I
was
could not agree.
really
And also,
good.
remember, they hollowed out some cucumbers so that we could do
That was a good
shots
pro
in them.
tip. Yep, the
and I
sake
realized
shot.
that the soy sauce was in a bowl you would just have to put on your plate
No,
with
that's not the
wasabi.
way
So I
you
was
do
like,
it.
let's do this shot and then use that as our little
That
dish.
was such a great pro tip.
What a nice
really good
pro
stuff.
tip. Yeah.
Hi, if any of you had an ounce of courage, you would have discussed the Sam Ryder situation that occurred over the weekend. Is 4 inches of ankle too much? I guess we'll never know. Speaking of water sports, things got wet and wild when Jackson spent the night with Linus Clays in 2020 during lockdown. It got so sloppy they needed to pull out their scuba gear. Enjoy Jamaica. That's from Mr. Licks.
Oh, Mr. Licks.
Ooh.
So the dude who looks like Gandhi's sandal could have gotten laid last night had the lady not been so drunk and vomited. Cap. Go have another brown stripe, you smoked sea urchin.
Oh.
The lies are even more dumb in paradise. That comes from Iggy's ugly welding goggles.
Iggy's Uggy welding goggles.
Nice one.
Don't get crestfallen.
They're running out of words now. I'm Gandhi sandals.
Gandhi sandals.
2 more to go. I had my fingers so deep in his pork loin printer that I couldn't tell if it was his gerbil or his colon that was depositing morsels of love into my hand.
Oh.
I pull my fingies out slowly, like a rechargeable remote control vibrating anal beads set that Zane recently reviewed on Men's Health. The smooth and supple vibrations provide much more value over their much less expensive competitor, the Vaughn. Dip those beads in my mouth like a bushel of grapes. Taste the rainbow, taste the lace.
Okay.
That's from Tunnels 12,000. He included a picture, and there's producer Joe in the background of a beautiful topless lady at one of our fashion shows from 2009.
Hand on hip.
That's the first cock TMA has ever seen.
Oh, now another one has just been.
It's super long, but it's
Is it good? Have you reviewed
yeah,
it?
it's
All right.
it's strong.
Well, we
but
have
it is
2 more left.
long.
We have Buck Swope here. I saw the video of Plowsy showcasing the sushi bar. He didn't have a plate, only a drink, so I assumed this was a liquid dinner and then back to the room for his nightly allocation of trash station snacks he smuggled in his carry-on bag. I hope he remembered to bring a plate in order to avoid a repeat of that time he dined on a probably... I can't read that word. Doug, can I say semen?
I don't think so. No.
Stained tablecloth during spring training a few years ago.
It happened.
So Jackson was topless in a pool next to Lisa Ann, who was looking fine AF as she discussed how they will be sleeping together. And the only thing Jackson had to say was, Tigers are going to the big dance. Get your head in the game, son. Selection Sunday, 6 weeks away. There will be plenty of time to pleasure yourself to Joe Lenardi's latest bracket projections when you get back to St. Louis. At the rate Jackson was going Saturday, I'm guessing he had to be driven home by a waiter before passing out face down on his Mizzou basketball media guide. Apparently, the over on the coitus bet hinges on whether Iggy can pause from his furious masturbation sessions and find a loose Fenton 4 lost in the sauce to the point where her standards have dropped low enough to bang Iggy before she vomits. I'm just not sure there's an overlap on that Venn diagram. Honestly, I think Jackson has a better chance of getting pegged by Lisa Ann or hate bottoming for the board hop from Norfolk. Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. Pull it together, boy. That's some Buck Swope.
Buck Swope with a nice little email.
Are you and Buck on good terms, Iggy?
No, his emails are just stupid.
That wasn't stupid. That was entertaining.
And finally, was there ever any doubt that the salty breeze and steel drum waves of the beautiful island resort would bring out the romance in you pigs? The plowhammer and his gal made love next to the vending machine.
Come on.
Under the balcony of room 3B.
It wasn't vending machine adjacent. I can guarantee you that.
Tim and his wife spent their first vacation away from their children with a bottle of bubbly and the dulcet tones of Iggy's calloused hands smacking the buttons of his old man jitterbug phone to either a cartoon video game created for toddlers or a nude scene where one of his rotund starlets feeds from a trough. Jackson spent his first night rooming with the wonderful Lisa Ann by hammering a 6-pack of Zimas and falling asleep to a Nancy Drew novel. And finally, Iggy, with a shocking display of immaturity cloaked in generosity, showed just how elegant and arrogant you fat Americans can be by treating the Jamaican locals like a horde of portly grints at a TMA live remote by giving away a piece of his vaguely beige tattered clothing in some cockamamie act of charity, despite realizing that every person around him also knew that that same piece of clothing was gifted to him by a sponsor in an equally pathetic act of charity. Like Mark Hahn always says, you never can be rich, but you can never be poor when you buy Chaminade Housewives free coffee and give away all your trade deal clothing to people smoking the same menthols as you. Just a beautiful little microcosm for you fats, too lazy to be inconvenienced by having to hold your own clothes for more than 60 seconds. Yada, 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 made another girl vomit up the remnants of last night's hearty bean dinner after looking in her general direction. That comes from the Coalition of Married Listeners from Norfolk, looking to third wheel Iggy's date with our wives. Sometimes we put steak sauce on our boiled bologna, and we thought that would be a ringing endorsement for the product.
Coalition of Married Listeners from Norfolk.
Doug, that's what we have for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day.
I thought Buck Swope had a nice little email. I was disappointed in Tunnels 12,000 for using the phrase pork loin printer. So I can't vote for him. I guess I'll go with the one there at the end. Coalition of Married Listeners from Norfolk.
Were you gobsmacked over it?
I was.
We learned yesterday that Doug loves that word.
It is a wonderful word.
It's a nice little phrase. Nice little word.
Ken, what do you...
Lisa Ann, I'll give you the vote.
Oh, he's going to yield the time to the lady from New York.
I gotta say, I really like the last one because the vomit conversation just really makes me laugh. And also the giving away of a free item because you're too lazy to carry it. All of it. I was laughing. I snorted. Yes, that's a great one.
The Coalition of Married Listeners from Norfolk have won the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, and that is a glorious win because you're going to the St. Louis Golf Convention this coming weekend. 4 passes, right, Jackson?
4 passes.
And a friendly reminder to our audience members just tuning in here in the Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour, go to the TMA STL app or go to tmastl.com, enter the passcode PASSPORT, and you enter to win a 4-day, 3-night stay at any Sandals resort of your choice. And Doug, why wouldn't you choose Sandals Ochi? I mean, that's where we are. And we are steps away from the ocean blue.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And we're going on a catamaran today, and it's just me and you. Is that right?
No, it's going to be everybody.
What?
Yeah, it's a huge catamaran. It's going to be everybody in the radio world out here. Take Smiths galore.
Oh, we're all going as a group.
We're going as a group.
JJ's going to be there?
Ah! Yes!
Yes.
Big Mike.
Oh.
It's going to be a huge catamaran. Follow us on. You're not following on the Instagram account. You're really missing out. And then I noticed a number of your fans have started following both our Instagram account and Jackson's.
Yeah, I got a lot of
friends now from the Middle East.
Yeah, and I'd like to welcome them all. Welcome.
You're welcome, friends.
I hope you like Mizzou basketball.
Yeah, she tagged Madison in a couple photos that Madison took, and Madison was in bed sifting through a bunch of Dinesh's, trying to delete a bunch of bots.
Always a Dinesh. Always a Dinesh. Yes, it's real.
TMA_STL on Instagram, youtube.com/TMASTL. Make sure you sign up. Go to the TMA STL app, download it, or TMASTL.com, and you can win just by entering the promo code PASSPORT a trip to any Sandals resort you want. All right, time to shut it down, Doug. I think our first international broadcast.
This is it. Hopefully the first of many to come.
I would imagine now we'll be traveling all over the world. KG and O-Town, your first one is in the books. How does it feel, sir?
Excellent job, man.
I mean, Jackson, you got to feel good about him back in St. Louis. He's given himself an A-. Iggy, what would you give KG and O-Town?
He got us on the air.
How about a letter grade?
No, that's the main thing, and that's when you're it's bad enough when you get to run the board for the first time. But then you make sure you got to hit all the buttons right to pot everybody up with the frequencies from Jamaica.
I feel like you're kind of in the tone of a compliment right now.
Well, it is. He did what he did his job, and he did good for somebody that's
Look
never
at
done
that.
it before. So
You got a peace offering?
Letter grade?
Yeah, what's letter grade?
I'll give an A.
Oh my God!
I mean, the YouTube. He had nothing to do. He had nothing to do with the YouTube not coming
Yeah,
up.
no,
Jackson
that was
faked
on me.
perfectly. So
What grade would you give Jackson for not getting the YouTube up right away?
Jackson got an A plus.
Yeah,
because-
Jackson gets
C.
a
Wow.
It was a C.
Well, there's
performance
nobody
for-
else. There's nobody else on this dais that could have got the YouTube
Yeah,
up.
we wouldn't have been on
But
without Jackson.
But I got a C performance. But tomorrow, expect better.
Oh, Doug.
Expect better tomorrow.
And what was the phrase of the day? You do your best.
I do the best I can until I know better, and then I do better.
Ah, okay.
Wow.
And Jackson, here's a surprise for you. We're going to get to do balloon party now.
Ooh, is that for real?
Go and get your
Is this like a
whooping.
surprise?
It's a surprise treat.
You
I just wanted to
act-
see the look on your face.
My
gives
stomach
you
dropped.
extra
I love.
work.
Listen, I love 101 ESPN. I love doing balloon party, but the text line can sometimes.
The text line from the Caribbean.
And sometime and today after after the YouTube issues I've had today, I think would be the time I would go full bore on them, and that would be ugly.
I think Randy Carricker is handling the business of the hour of balloon party while we are down in Jamaica. Thank you to everyone here. We will be back again tomorrow with a live broadcast from Sandals Ochi Beach Resort. The people so friendly. First-class experience, and we would love for one of our listeners to win this prize. It's going to be one of our listeners. It's going into our listeners. It's just a matter. TMASTL.com or the TMA STL app. Lisa Ann, I always want to make sure I thank you for your travels. You come here and you join us, and it's so kind of you. And you're part of the family at this point. You're part of the dais.
It's a ton of fun for me, so I thank you for bringing me along.
Plowhawk,
Thanks for being here.
thank you for filleting that Tootsie Roll Pop during the 9 o'clock hour.
There'll be
It was
another one
fun.
tomorrow,
It was
so
fun to watch.
Sal in.
And thank you to Madison for her poker tells. I did know. I'm impressed by her
was
that she
instant.
knew that I knew.
Instant. I was like, yeah, he probably does. He's good at poker.
Yeah, I picked up the read. Either you guys were just super high or super sassified.
They were
was one or
both,
the other.
which is exactly what we need.
Yeah, all right, God bless America. Ken, I thought you had a monster program as well. I can't hear you pleasuring yourself anymore, but I'll be picturing it.
Well, I haven't yet.
We all do.
I'm too tired.
I'm tired.
No. After a long day, I'm in bed by 10:30, 11. Tonight, I'll probably stay up later, but the last two nights, caught up on my sleep.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that.
Will you be on the Lanai?
Oh, yeah, just waiting for ne'er-do-wells.
Well, that's what I do every night. Before I go to bed, I
been a little honey
relax
hole
out
for
there
you.
before I go to bed.
You just lurk like a possum.
As
Like
you know,
one of the
back,
cats on the property.
as you know, back home, I love my patio. I love my lanai. I just love relaxing. And if I'm outside in the breeze, I love it.
And if a drunkard strolls by and wants to join you.
Oh, who am I to say no?
No.
Wakes up the next morning, there's hosing down like Iggy's area from the puke.
I want to thank Jesse Kiowski, who has put this
Thank you,
whole thing
Jesse.
together and has done a wonderful job. And Doug, I'm going to thank you when we go on a sunset cruise together, the two of us.
It's not just the two of us. It's everybody.
The catamaran today. It will be wonderful. We'll give our favorite memories from the show. I know you wanted to relive the last 15
I
years.
don't need to do that. No.
I was told there's
everyone's going.
I was told they got a separate catamaran cruise.
There's not a
Just
separate
do it.
catamaran.
Four people, you and Greg Vaughn and Anna Maria and Tim.
Yep.
That's not the case.
And we're gonna just head on out and watch the sunset and relive the show.
Well,
Listen to audio clips.
I'm looking forward to the little cruise, but not just with you.
Nah, I think it's going to happen. All right, time for us to shut it down. Thank you to everybody here at Sandals Ochi. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Jesse Kiowski, for Lisa Ann, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin.